Professor? There's something you must come see immediately.
Slow down. Tell me everything, slowly and clearly.
Professor, we have found
Take a breath.
an entrance into the mountain.
An entrance into the mountain?
Yes, Professor. Exactly where the findings we discovered indicated. Incredibly, we were able to decipher the coordinates. It was not easy, I can tell you.
Where is it located precisely?
Precisely on the northeast side of the cliff. Unfortunately, it is covered by a thick layer of ice, probably formed over centuries, if not millennia. Inlays are visible. Their shapes are not natural. We are facing an unprecedented discovery.
When was this discovered?
Yesterday morning, Professor. The radio was unusable from there due to the strange magnetism present. I immediately set out to inform you.
What an incredible find! Prepare for immediate departure.
Certainly, Professor. I'll get the sleds ready.
And Johnson?
Yes, Professor?
Pack dynamite. Lots of dynamite.
As good as done.
I'm beside myself with excitement. The work of a lifetime. Could it be one of those legendary civilizations like Atlantis or Mu? Speculation is pointless. I cannot wait to admire it firsthand.
All is ready, Professor. To you goes the honor.
Gentlemen, here, today, we make history. In this remote place, at the edge of the world, we, with me to guide you, have made the most sensational discovery ever recorded in the annals of history. Signs of intelligent life in a place no human has ever set foot before. This will be spoken of for eons to come, and it will radically change everything we thought we knew. Forever!
Professor, everything you requested is ready.
Thank you, Danforth. The layer of ice that has formed around the rim prevents the lid from being opened. Exactly what I need. I've done it. Everything needed to make the detonator is contained inside. All that remains is to collect them and mount the charge. Perfect. It would serve no purpose. It would... It needs the detonator. It would... Now all that's left is to make that dynamite do its thing. Everything is in place. Stay back. We did it. Let's go inside to check. Atwood? Danforth! Dyer! Organize the equipment, gather the men, tie up the dogs, and follow me. I still can't believe what we have discovered.
Professor,
Such
wait for
magnificence.
us.
Bring the torches. You can't see a thing in here. What do we have here? We need lights. Oh my god, what's in these frozen alcoves? Come see! Gentlemen, within this ice lie organic forms unlike anything we've ever seen.
Unbelievable.
What a sensational discovery!
Hell,
It will not be easy to pierce that layer of ice. Right, Professor?
not at all, Daya.
Professor,
Yes, Atwood.
do you know Pebodi from the engineering department?
Yes, I think I remember him.
He was working on a new type of drill that would do just that for us.
True. The whole campus was talking about it just before we left.
Great. We have to go back to camp to contact the university. The radios don't work here. One more thing we need to figure out. Remain here and keep updating the findings. We'll meet back there later.
Hey, what's this here?
What?
There's something stuck in the ice. Help me get it out. This could be worth a fortune.
You know that everything recovered from an excavation must be handed over to the professor.
Really? And what if I told you that I know someone who will buy it, and you'll never have to work again for the rest of your life?
Sounds tempting.
Let's see what it is first.
The unnatural silence, devoid of life, only the sound of the sea. Lone hadn't heard anything else for days. He felt no pain, but he could not stand. He could only crawl. At least now he could do that, and felt slightly stronger. But where to go? That was the problem. How would he escape from that hellish town? Innsmouth.
I'm still alive. Where to start? Well, it's not exactly easy for me to tell you everything I've been through. There's a turn of phrase that has stuck with me over the years. I read it in one of those collections of fantastical stories that are so popular these days. The author says something about the sea of ignorance in which we all swim, and he is dead on. How I would love to have drowned in that sea, and to have continued my life as if nothing else mattered. Maybe I could have died happy, or at least at peace, but I digress. This all began for me with a call from a certain Armitage of Arkham's Miskatonic University. His brother had gone missing, and all the clues led to a remote coastal town, Innsmouth. And yes, I found Armitage's missing brother. That he was already gone, and from a violent death, chained to the wall of the labyrinthian caves beneath the town. The sole survivor I met was a fellow missionary priest, still alive. The fools. They were crazy enough to believe that they could freely preach their religion in Innsmouth. The priest told me a story I dismissed as mere invention at first. A tiara holding the power to awaken unclean creatures from the fringe of imagination. But in the end, I came to believe his tale. I recovered that unholy relic. There, I a shapeless mass, a horror beyond description, surged forth and attacked us. The priest managed to get away. I was not quite so lucky. However, here I stand, able to tell you all of this, and it's from this point on that I want you to hear my story. What the hell? But what? That insane creature grabbed me. After that, I remember nothing. I have to get out of this godforsaken town. At least I'm still in one piece. Smoking disgusts me now. Perhaps that's at least one positive outcome from all this? Anyway, I never learned how to swim. I'd rather die right here than go back in there. I can't get over there from here. I can't get over there from here. I can't get over there from here. Looks like a plank from a broken crate. I'd say, knowing what goes on around here, that the crate was most likely thrown overboard in the scramble to avoid official scrutiny. An idea is forming in my mind about how to get myself over to the other side. Let's give this a try. Some strong-looking reeds. Could come in handy. I can use them to tie the planks together. This should work.
Hey, you! Come over here. Stay out of sight.
Shush. Don't make the slightest sound, please.
Rest at ease. You're lucky you ran into me first. I'm the only one in town you can trust.
I just want to get out of here.
To the northeast, you will find an old abandoned railway that leads out of town. And now I'll go distract them for you. You get to move on, and keep your head down.
Thank you. I hope I can somehow repay you one day.
A good bottle of whiskey is never unwelcome. Speaking of which... Well, do you have any whiskey for the good Zadok?
Shut up, old man.
Why do we even let this smelly old tramp camp out in our town?
So, about that whiskey. Or would you like me to blab some of your secrets to the guy who works in the drugstore?
After him.
Sure.
I gotta get out of here.
He traveled in seclusion out of fear that they were following him. He managed to get back home, to his Arkham. He couldn't, however, rid himself of the sense of dread he had brought back with him.
I've dragged my sorry self back home. Now comes the difficult part. But first, I must grab some shut-eye and a change of clothes.
Underling number 7, report!
Master.
I hear you have some news of interest for me.
Yes, Master. Sadly, I must report that the Marshes have failed to keep the tiara in our possession for the upcoming ritual.
Very unfortunate. You just can't trust those damn fishmen. But we will remedy that. Continue.
Yes, Master. One of our Innsmouth affiliates reported something extraordinary. Some private investigator was attacked by the unspeakable creature that dwells in the labyrinth of tunnels, yet somehow survived.
What? Nobody has ever survived a Shoggoth. Track him down.
I gotta inform Armitage of his brother's ugly end. Maybe I will also tell him something about the strange tiara, and about Elliot running off with it. Perhaps his contacts can look into all that further. It could actually be dangerous, but who could even tell after all I've been through? Surely they don't lack for weirdness in that town. Armitage?
Lone, you're back? Finally. I've been waiting on news from you for weeks. I was beside myself with worry.
Weeks?
Yes. 33 days to be precise. But enough with the prattling. Have you found my brother?
I'd rather talk about it in person. When can I meet you at Miskatonic?
Immediately.
I'll see you shortly then. Mickey. He's been here on the street peddling his wares for ages, and he's a really nice guy to boot. Hi, Mickey.
Hi, Lone. I haven't seen you around in a while.
I've been working here and there.
I see. Take care, Lone.
Right back at you, Mickey. Monleo, a legendary figure in the neighborhood, spends his days doing nothing. Monleo, how you doing?
Lone, been a while. Been a month or more that I'd seen ya.
Yeah, I was busy. How's your mom doing?
Old, but still going strong.
Good to hear. See you soon.
Stop by whenever you like.
Gardener.
And a damn good one at that.
Good morning, and good work.
Thanks. Same right back at you. But if you'll excuse me, I'm a bit busy here.
Of course. Sorry.
Lone Carter.
Yes?
Go on in. Armitage is waiting for you.
Thanks. Armitage?
Lone, please come in. Sorry, I was just wandering around studying some texts. You look well.
I have some bad news for you.
Go on.
Your brother didn't make it. I'm sorry.
How did it happen?
Not sure you want to know the details right now.
It's what I paid you for.
I found him in the tunnels that run under Innsmouth. I didn't make it in time.
Who did this? Who?
It seems the laws of civilized society mean nothing in Innsmouth. Apparently your brother and Elliot stuck their noses somewhere they shouldn't have.
This Elliot you speak of was dead too?
No, he was still alive when I got there. We both escaped with our lives by a hair. An impossible creature attacked us. I still have no idea how I managed to survive intact. Unfortunately, I don't know where Elliot ended up.
I'll need a few days to make some inquiries. I will get back to you soon. In the meantime, try getting in touch with one of my contacts, a man by the name of William Blanco. He writes for those cheap pulp magazines, but is also an expert on the occult. He often comes by here. He simply devours the rare texts that only we possess. Sadly, I do not know his address or even a telephone number, but I'm sure for a detective of your reputation, finding him will be but a trivial matter. Discuss with him everything you have discovered, and I'm sure he will get back to me.
I'll see you later then, I guess. Books on physics. I don't have time for that now. Philosophy. How boring. Organic chemistry. Geography. Parapsychology. Psychology and pedagogy. Psychology. I don't feel like reading. This is not the right time for that. I can't tell what kind of books they are from here. Judging by the spines, they appear to be history books. I've got other things I should be doing. I wonder who's pictured here. Stealing it would not be polite.
Excuse me? Can't you see that we're engaged in a vital discussion? Some space, please.
Okay, I'm backing off. Not downright rude. A landscape, vibrant. A portrait, disturbing. Mailman must have been by while I was out. Strange. I was gone for more than a month and there was no mail waiting. And then the moment I'm home, here some is. A typed letter. Lone, I've been trying to get in touch with you for days. I absolutely need you to look into a case I'm working on. Come as soon as you can to the crime scene on Walton Street. A. Logan. Alan. Haven't heard from him in ages. If he needs me, I'm only too happy to help him out. There's some chemistry equipment in here. Served me well in the Kroichak case. This could come in handy. There's nothing else I need in there. Nothing of worth. A spare set of lockpicks. A good find. I lost my last pair in Innsmouth. This could come in handy.
You're not supposed to be in here.
Wait! Lone, my dear friend!
Alan, I came as soon as I got your letter.
What letter?
This one.
I didn't send you any letter. I would have just called you up on the telephone. You're one of the few who own such a device of the devil.
Witty as always, I see. Someone knew about this case you're on and saw fit to involve me in it. I wonder who it could be.
Well, since you're here anyway, you might as well give us a hand. Just like old times. I slaved like a dog, and you occasionally had a flash of brilliance and solved the case outright.
All the while you were busy scarfing down donuts. Such excesses of sugar intake can block one's higher reasoning faculties, you know?
Same old Lone.
Ritual homicide?
Bud, fill my friend in on this whole gruesome affair.
Certainly, Captain. The landlady called the station this morning to report that she had found Mr. Gillum hanging, mutilated, here in his room, with Sarah Rupert disemboweled in the bed.
Did the lady in question have access to the victim's room?
That has yet to be established.
I spoke with her earlier. Apparently she found the door ajar. I doubt she was lying, given the state of shock she was in. It's unlikely she has the stomach for such a macabre act. We had to call an ambulance to tend to her. She was fainting at my feet.
The corpses were gutted. Liver and pancreas of both have been removed. And even more disgustingly, his eyes and mouth have been stitched shut, besides the fact that his lower half is still yet to be found. Records show that the girl over there, Sarah Rupert, did not reside here. It's possible they were dating and she was merely in the wrong place at the wrong time. The victim was a student of parapsychology at Miskatonic University, originally from Haverhill. He lived here to take advantage of the low-rent neighborhood. Probably couldn't afford a room on the university campus.
Difficult for such a person to make mortal enemies. He was most likely just easy prey for our killer due to his withdrawn lifestyle.
We will investigate his acquaintances more thoroughly. In the meantime, feel free to take a look around, but don't touch anything.
The victim's blood was collected in this basin. Weird residue lay around it, almost like someone drank from it. Poor girl. Sarah Rupert. Poor girl. Surgical work. The internal organs have been removed. What kind of maniac would do this? Horrible. Who could do such a thing? Do you remember any other details?
No, I would say none.
Alan?
Yes?
Can you tell me anything more about the victim?
We've already given you all the information we have so far. I get a feeling this is going to be a rough one. But luck sent you here, right?
Yep, luck. This ain't the nicest of neighborhoods, if I remember correctly.
Right. But it is not unheard of to find decent people of lesser means living here for the rock-bottom rent.
How's it going?
Good, Lone. A lot has changed since you left. My promotion up the ranks has been quite stressful.
Congratulations. I hadn't heard.
Thanks.
I'd like to know who sent that letter in your name.
I have no idea how to look into that any further. But it weighs heavily on my mind, too. They know who both you and I are.
Yep. Bud looks like your typical run-of-the-mill policeman.
He is.
Also quite the bigot, apparently.
But with excellent hearing, Mr. Carter.
Oops. I'll let you know if I find out anything else.
Thanks, Lone. I owe you.
Good morning. How can I serve you?
Name's Lone Carter from next door.
Yeah, I've seen you around. but I haven't bumped into you for a while. You look like one of those investigators from the novels.
Well, without quite as much work, sadly.
Nice to meet you. I'm Calvin. I run this shop. It was founded by my grandfather, Melvin, hence the name.
Nice to meet you, pal. Maybe you can help me out. Did the mail already come today?
Nope, no delivery yet.
Thanks. What are you dealing here?
A multitude of books and magazines, some quite rare.
I'm looking for one of those rags that publishes them hack horror stories.
Something like Weird Tales?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm afraid we're out of stock.
Damn it. It's all right, Lone. It's all right. Do you know of anyone else who sells it locally?
We are the exclusive dealers. Maybe you could find someone in Boston.
I ain't going all the way to Boston just to buy some rag.
I can tell this is important to you. Maybe I can help you out.
Really? Thanks.
Slow down now, slow down. I happen to collect those magazines.
Great. Can you tell me the publisher's name then, please?
There's just one slight problem. In order to keep them pristine, I do not allow even myself to open them. That could damage them.
Why even buy them?
You could never understand the heart of a collector.
What do you want for just a sneak peek?
Do you work in this building?
Yeah, I even live in it, to be honest. But what's that got to do with anything?
Perfect. In order to give you the information you're after, I will need you to do something for me first.
Well, ain't you just a smarmy little bastard?
Tread lightly, Lone. It's either this or a trip to Boston for you. Or you can wander around the city asking everyone if they know who publishes Weird Tales.
I could just go to the patent office and ask who registered the title.
You surely could. But the bureaucracy is notoriously slow. Who knows which dusty shelf this one vital piece of information sits on? But I feel you have a certain urgency. And the favor I ask shouldn't occupy you for too long.
Well, get on with it. I might just put some lead in his head. Lone, deep breaths. Dr. Ivory says I need to learn to control my anger.
Do you know Foreman?
Yep. He lives on the same floor as me.
Great! That bastard's been boasting around about having a better collection than mine, which is obviously impossible.
Oh, my breaking heart.
Anyway, I always end up second best at our club meetings. Now, each of us has a list with every item in our collection pinpointed down to the iota. I need you to find Foreman's list, Carter, so I can expose how lacking it is in front of everyone.
Are you aware that breaking and entering is a serious crime?
Of course, but you seem the kind of man who might find small detours from common ethics.
I'll see what I can do. Trivial little things.
That's what you say, Lone.
I can't see what those are from here.
Books for girls, Lone. Not for you.
Novels and smut books. Magazines on current affairs and science. Various physics school books. Behind this board is a hole that looks directly into the neighbor's room. It seems that not plugging it turned out to be the best choice after all. Bless my laziness. That seems to be what I'm looking for. I can see Foreman's desk from here. Over there is the list I need. I can't get there. I'll have to come up with something else. A long and thin object. It will probably end up being of some use eventually. Well, more so than merely as a broom anyway. I could always put it back together if need be. What luck. A perfect fit. seems to be charged with static electricity now. Bingo. Now to take the list to Calvin.
Hello, Mr. Carter. Where are we with the list?
Here's your good-for-nothing list.
Outstanding! Thank you very much.
The name of the publisher. Now.
Sure. Don't get flustered. Derlithson Press.
Good. Is a telephone number mentioned at all?
005672.
Perfect. As I see things, you still owe me a favor.
That wasn't the deal.
As you saw, I'm very good at small detours from common ethics. Perhaps I could even take some scissors to that little collection of yours and make it a bit larger, piece by piece.
I do still owe you a favor.
Well said, and don't you forget it.
Derlithson Press. Good morning. How can I help you?
I'm after some information.
Go on, sir.
I need the address of one of your collaborators, William Blanco.
We cannot disclose private details.
Please, it's very important. I'm John Smith, tax agent.
Oh, God. Taxes. Go on.
Let's get right to the points. I'll be needing William Blanco's address.
But really, I can't.
You have a big problem.
But you better ask my boss. Now he's not here.
Just give me the address, and I'll leave you in peace. I think you need to explain yourselves.
Sure. Hold the line while I see what I can do. I'm here.
We'll make sure you all end up in the slammer. Give me the address, now.
I'd be fired if I...
You won't be fired, you'll be promoted. You will have saved your company so much trouble.
Okay, hold for a moment, please.
Hope it works out.
Here's the address. 27 Pickman Avenue. Good day.
Good day to you.
My poor brother. I can't stop thinking about him. Maybe if I just go home for the night and take some time to reflect on all this. But what?
Fortunately, he never had time to turn around before all life left his body. A masterpiece, if I do say so myself. I wonder if Howard has the time to take a look at it. Coming. Come in.
Hi there. I'm Lone Carter, private investigator.
Pleasure to meet you, Lone. How did you find me?
Had to grease the gears a little to find you.
Well, each to their own, I suppose. But how can I help you?
Armitage said you could shed some light on certain things that have happened to me.
That depends. What are we talking about? But please, go on. And call me William.
Okay, William. I was hired by Armitage himself.
I see. Come in. Don't just stand there in the doorway.
So, bunch of really bizarre stuff went down in Innsmouth. But there's one last thing I just can't come to grips with.
Go on.
I was attacked by a seething mass with thousands of eyes and teeth.
A Shoggoth? So it's all true. They actually exist.
Tone down the enthusiasm, please. It wasn't exactly a party on my end.
I'm sorry. I'm a scholar of the occult, and any information, however horrible for most, arouses my curiosity. Go on, please.
I remember waking up, barely alive, missing an arm and a leg, and I passed out. When I woke up, I felt perfectly fine and my missing limbs were back.
Amazing. Lone, I wish to perform a small experiment on you. Will you permit me?
Ow! What the hell was that for?
I'm testing a theory, which is confirmed, it seems. Look at your arm.
It's already healed, without even a scar.
You must have escaped the embrace of that unearthly creature by mere chance. It was literally consuming you, but apparently some of its cells invaded your body, and they now seem to repair any physical damage you take. I don't know what the long-term implications are, but for now, it seems you're practically immortal. Amazing.
I might not know much, but this seems unlikely to end well. Is there anything you can do to help me?
Perhaps, yes. But do you really want me to? With such power, you could make a real difference.
I'm not interested in being some kind of hero. Besides, we have no idea how this thing might further evolve. If I were to turn into one of those things here in the city...
You've actually got a point. Lone, do you know Professor Wilmarth?
Yes. He hired me for an extremely strange case. But not as strange as all this.
Talking to him could prove valuable indeed. His knowledge in this field is vast.
Sounds like a plan. How can we get in touch with him?
I have his address. I'll write him a letter explaining the situation, with your permission, of course.
Good.
Let's meet at Miskatonic with Armitage in 3 days' time.
Good day, William. I really gotta go grab some shut-eye. Then I'll have a think about who left this letter for me. Returning to the crime scene might be a good idea. Hopefully I can investigate unimpeded next time.
Damn small-time detective. I hope I won't regret asking for help from that miserable creature.
Lone Carter, how may I be of assistance?
I'm here to see Armitage.
He is not here. I do not know when he will be back.
Thanks anyway.
I don't wish to repeat myself. Some space! Space!
Okay. Rude as hell.
You. Yet again.
I'm going.
You. Yet again.
I'm going. I'm going. Hi, guys.
Hiya. What can we do for you?
Are you students here?
Yes, doctorates of medicine.
Have you seen Armitage by any chance?
We haven't seen him since yesterday. Strange. He's almost always here at the university.
Gotcha. Thanks. May I ask your names?
I am Johann Hansen, but everyone calls me Billy. My friend here is Herbert.
Yeah, hi there.
You're a man of few words.
No time to talk. I have to study.
Until next time. Good day. You still got it, Lone. Although, the lockpick's broke. There's a shovel in here. I'll grab it. Perfect. Quite meager. There are also some crumbs on it. It probably doubled as his dining table. There's a pen here as well. I'll just grab them both. Nobody could say this isn't a nice, bright room. A strange mechanism to block out the sun. It moves that panel over the window. It's stuck. A strange mechanism to block out the sun. It moves that panel over the window. It's stuck. Probably the lair of some rodents. I certainly won't be putting my hand in there. I don't want to touch that. It sends a shiver up my spine. Doesn't look very useful. Looks like they cleaned up the room. There. Now it should work properly. What's that thing? A weird symbol, visible only in the dark, drawn with who knows what. And more to the point, who knows what it means. Yeah, I should be able to jot it down this way, for whatever that's worth. I wonder if William has seen anything like it before.
Come in, Lone.
William, I'd like to ask you about something.
Sure.
I'm helping a friend out with a case. It looks like a ritual murder. I copied this symbol from the door there.
Interesting. It's been a long time since I've seen it.
So you recognize it?
Yes, but it shouldn't be there.
Tell me everything you know about it.
Sit, Lone. I'll recount a story for you. You'll probably have some trouble believing it.
Given what I've gone through, I highly doubt that.
I am a student of the occult, as you may have heard. What I'm about to tell you, however, does not come from mere book study. As you may know, Arkham, much like Salem, is a city of mysteries. Here, over the centuries, many have acted in ways that I would describe as interesting. We don't have to delve that far back into antiquity, though.
I've lived here all my life, but I've never heard of any obscure ancient claptrap.
Well, that's only to be expected, Lone. The people involved in all this keep as low a profile as possible. I only learned of it because my old Miskatonic colleague, Daniel Upton, had the misfortune of getting caught up in the whole affair.
I see.
He asked for my help, but his request arrived too late. I received this telegram from him.
William, I need your help. Stop. I have confirmed that dissidents exist. Stop. I have found one. Stop. Ephraim waits. Stop. Dissidents.
Lone, I must impress upon you that Daniel and I, through our studies, came across this term more than once. There seems to be an extensive organization operating in the shadows and harboring secret knowledge, to which only its members have access. That symbol belongs to the late Ephraim Waite. That is what I managed to learn from the only comprehensible mutterings from what once had been my dear friend, Daniel Upton.
What happened to Upton?
As I told you, I didn't make it in time. All I know is that he went mad and killed a friend of his. I don't know who that friend was. We had been out of touch for some time. He is now locked up in an asylum, but is no longer the Daniel I once knew.
What else can you tell me about Ephraim Waite?
He must have been a very powerful magician if he was actually affiliated with these dissidents. My subsequent research led nowhere. This led me to think that my friend's mental health was indeed compromised. Until now. Then you showed me that symbol.
But why involve me? I have to look into this further. It would be best to gather information about this Waite person. The Municipal Archive would be a good starting point. A friend of mine manages it. Can I meet him?
If you want to try, go ahead. I'll contact the clinic and ask them to let you in. The nurse and I go way back. We are well acquainted, if you catch my drift.
I caught it, William. See you later, William.
See you later. I wish I could go with you, but I have a pressing deadline bearing down on me.
Don't worry. I can handle things for now. Good morning.
Yikes!
What?
Sonny, one should at least announce oneself before barging in.
But I did announce.
Youth these days, all the same. Thinking only of your fashionable fedoras. With no respect for the elderly.
Excuse me, I didn't mean to intrude on you.
You won't get away with being rude to me. I wasn't born yesterday, you know.
Fine, just fine. Is John not on duty here today?
Why are you yelling? No, John was transferred.
Just great. I need some information!
You're still yelling! Please go on.
I'm looking for information on Ephraim Waite. He lived here in Arkham. I'm conducting an investigation.
What was that? There's nothing wrong with our ventilation.
Oh, I'm looking for information on Ephraim Waite. I need it for an investigation.
What do you want to know?
Was he originally from Arkham?
I'll have to go look that up. In the meantime, you may browse the shelves at your leisure. Ah, here it is. He was a native of Innsmouth.
Did he have any family?
I'll have to go look that up. In the meantime, you may browse the shelves at your leisure. Ah, here it is. He had one daughter by the name of Aseneth. They lived together. I don't know any more than that.
Where did he and his daughter live?
I'll have to go look that up. In the meantime, you may browse. Ah, here it is. His last known residence was 27 Regent Street.
Let's talk about something else. I need the lowdown on Daniel Upton. He was accused of murder some years ago.
What do you want to know?
Did he have any family?
Wait. In the meantime, you may browse the shelves at your leisure. Ah, here it is. He had a wife and son, but they no longer reside in Arkham. But Upton has been in a mental hospital since 1915.
I'll come back later.
What?
See you later!
You too, Sonny!
Looks like collections of newspapers filed by year. There's a news article here concerning the murder of a certain ED by someone identified only as DU. Could this be the connection between them? I need a date. There's way too much material to sort through otherwise. Maybe the archivist can shed more light on this. Countless books and documents about the history of Arkham. There are also obituaries filed by year. I need to pare down the... There's way too much material here. There are many construction documents, such as floor plans and blueprints. It appears the house was demolished in 1917 to build a department store. Well, I guess today I won't risk being arrested for trespassing. I'd imagine it was torn down after he died. It would be better if I asked the archivist lady about it. I need more information on Ephraim Waite!
What do you want to know?
Could you tell me when he died?
I'll have to go look that up. In the meantime, you may browse the shelves at your leisure. Ah, here it is. October 28th, 1915. 5 years ago.
Let's talk about something else. I need more information on Daniel Upton.
What do you want to know?
Do you know anything about the murder?
Do you know what year that happened?
No, to be honest.
It's rather difficult to find information without details. The only thing I might be able to do is look up his name. Wait. In the meantime, you may browse the shelves at your leisure. Ah, here it is. Not much to go on, but Upton has been in a mental hospital since 1915.
I'll come back later.
What?
See you.
You too, sir.
There's a news article here concerning the murder of a certain ED by someone identified only as DU. Could this be the connection between them? Ephraim Waite, a prominent figure and well-known philanthropist from Arkham, passed away. Prominent figure. I wonder what he actually did for a living. There's no mention of Ephraim Waite's passing in the obituaries for October 28th, 1915. That's strange. I need more.
What do you...
What was his occupation?
Look, young man, I heard things about him back in the day. I heard he spent his life engrossed in his business interests. He came from a wealthy Innsmouth family, but odd rumors about him abounded.
What kinds of rumors?
Rumors that he hosted some rather bizarre gatherings. Not the type suitable for God-fearing folk. Back then, I was quite the hotsy-totsy. And a mutual acquaintance invited me to one of his parties, but naturally I turned down the offer. That being said, I saw him in a completely new light when he funded the restoration of the Christ Church cemetery grounds back in 1913.
I see. I'll come back later.
What?
See
you two?
There's an article about Mr. Waite here. Philanthropy never dies. Arkham Tycoon finances renovation of ancient Christchurch Cemetery. The article has a photo of him. Could come in handy. I've never been to the Christchurch Cemetery.
What?
I have never been to the Christchurch Cemetery!
Why are you yelling so much? You can find it in the southeast section of the city. It's an ancient place. Since the renovation, it has lost much of its charm. But at least now, there's not as much risk of taking a brick to the head or being swallowed up by the earth.
Is Mr. Waite buried there?
Most likely. He renovated it after all. But let me go check the records. Well, this is strange. There are no burial records concerning Mr. Waite. This is very odd indeed. I wonder where he ended up.
I should probably take a look for myself at this cemetery Waite cared for so deeply. Marco Sangallo. After all, it's always the others who die. Cream cups. The most merciful thing in the world is the inability of the human mind to correlate all its contents. Martin Ottowitz. Luca and Chiara. Here lies Luca and Chiara. Don't worry, they're just catching up on their sleep. There seems to be no trace of Ephraim's grave. Ixitus est Marcus Novatorum, sit mihi terra lebis, quis vic tumulo posuit ardentum lucernum, ilius cineris area terra tegat. Harmonic 79. What the hell kind of name is this? It says, how dare you? I created you and I can destroy you. Disturbing. It says, burned wolf. The reports of my death are greatly exaggerated. It says, here lies Pontus Leonge, a great fool and an even greater defender of humanity. There seems to be no trace of Ephraim's grave. It says, H. Phoenix, haunted by his parents. It says, Martin Prediger, alia iacta esta. It says, Federico Pedamonte died of an indescribable and nameless horror, in the house overlooking the sea, illuminated by a color come from space. It says, TK. Notre vie est un voyage dans les vers et dans la nuit. Nous cherchons notre passage dans le ciel où rien ne luit. It says, Riccardo Bellucci. Decaf he wanted, agitated he passed. It says, Alpobemp. Not bad for my first time. It didn't hurt. It says, Edward Derby, son and poet. Your spirit will always be by our side. I've checked every grave. There's no trace of Ephraim's. Hello.
Greetings.
Where does the forest path lead?
I don't know. I never go there. I heard that someone got lost in there and never came back.
Could you tell me anything about the church?
I'm not very religious. Let me tell you,
I deal with corpses every day, but that place makes even me shudder.
What do you do around here?
I'm checking on the dead. We wouldn't want them running around loose, right?
Good day.
Be seeing ya. Given my job, I don't usually say that out loud.
Excuse me, madam.
Hello, young man.
May I ask you what you're doing here?
I'm here to visit my husband, Sonny. Not much else for me to do with what's left of my life but drag my old bones out here and have a chat with him.
I see. Please excuse me for having bothered you.
Not at all. It's always nice to chat with someone who can chat back.
A good day to you.
Thank you, young man. You too.
Halt! Take him down!
What the hell is going on?
Leave me alone. The sea calls me.
Come on, back to his room with him.
Hey, don't hurt him!
Mind your business.
Help! The sea!
Hey!
Excuse me, sir.
What? You treat all your patients this way?
Everyone is well cared for here. Patients try to break out now and then.
Yeah, right. Who was that man?
Oh, he's always trying to get out. I heard he's from Innsmouth. Always raving about getting back to the sea. There's no sea around here. I guess in his mind, he's still in that godforsaken town.
Innsmouth, you say? What do you know about Innsmouth?
I know my brother-in-law lost his job for refusing to make deliveries there, and he was a hard worker. Now, he and my sister can't even make ends meet, what with their 3 children and all.
I see. I'm sorry to hear that. Name's Lone Carter. I'm expected.
Let me just look you up. Ah, here you are. You are cleared to enter.
Thanks a lot. Good job. I hope everything turns out okay for your brother-in-law.
Good morning. Lone Carter?
Yes? How'd you know who I am?
William's description was accurate to the letter.
I see.
My William has a great gift for descriptive writing. Even way before I met him, I already felt I loved him. His stories are splendid. They deserve better than to appear in those cheap tabloids.
I'm here to see someone, Rose. It's a matter of some urgency.
Sure, you will find Upton in the last room in the corridor to your left. We can't allow you into the room, though. Please speak to him through the bolt hole. He can become quite violent.
Tell me about Upton.
There's not much to say. He pleaded insanity after the murder, and for good reason. He spent all his time since then babbling and drawing odd symbols, like this one.
Thanks, Rose. Anything else?
I can tell you that he has a wife and daughter, but they've never come to visit him. William has visited him before, but not even he stops by much lately. Anyway, he speaks only in groans. He eats little. I don't know how to help you any further, Lone.
Thanks all the same, Rose. The same symbol that was drawn on the victim's door, just like William told me. Tell me about the man they dragged away.
All I know is that he came from Innsmouth and has been incarcerated since before I worked here. He always tries to escape.
I've noticed.
But he couldn't be on the loose. He can be very, very aggressive. His walks are always overseen by maximum security guards. But all too often they end up as you saw here today.
Thanks, Rose. Later, Rose.
Bye, Lone. Give my regards to William when you see him.
Sure.
Yikes!
What a fright. Daniel Upton? read about you. Did you kill that man? What was his name? Slow down. Take a deep breath. I can only imagine how hard it is to not be with your wife and daughter. Wait, what did you just say? Did you just say Edward Derby?
It had to be done. It had to be done. He is not in that grave. He was just the container. Prepared to meet wickedness in its purest state. It had to be done!
Lone, what have you done? Get out, Lone! Please, get him sedated! He'll end up getting hurt!
Edward Derby. This has got to be the name of the guy Upton murdered. The same name was on a grave at the cemetery, one restored by Ephraim, and in which he is not buried. At least not in an accessible place. He is not in his grave. It had to be done. What does that mean? Under cover of night, I will go have a look. I'll need some help with all this, though. I could recruit William. He seems to be the type to appreciate a good exhumation. There's a news article here concerning the murder of a certain ED by someone identified only as DU. Could this be the connection between them? I need...
What do you...
Anything else on Upton?
I'm sorry, Sonny. I know nothing else about that.
I need...
What do...
I'll come back.
What?
See
you two?
Come in, Lone.
Do you know of an Edward Derby by any chance?
No, never heard of him.
It's the name of the guy Upton killed.
How did you find this out?
Upton told me.
You managed to make him talk? But how?
I showed him a photo of Ephraim.
Interesting.
Upton said he was just a vessel, that what he did had to be done. I think there's a connection. I found Derby's grave at the cemetery. There's no trace of Ephraim's.
This does nothing but confirm my hypothesis.
I might need some help tonight.
Count me in, Lone. Do you have the necessary tools?
I have a shovel, but the tomb is covered by a marble slab.
Don't worry. I can bring a crowbar.
Perfect. Tonight, then.
Let's meet up right there.
I can't think of anything else I have to do today. Maybe I should just go lie down and wait for nightfall. I'd better rest up a little before meeting Blanco at the cemetery. It says philanthropy never dies.
Lone, over here.
Evening, William.
Got the shovel on you?
Sure. Let's get to work. Come on, William.
Almost there.
This is quite the chore. We're almost there. What a stench.
Lone, look, he has something in his hands.
Daniel was right. It can't be Ephraim. He has a damn firm grip for such an old fella. Help me, William. 1, 2, 3. It looks like some sort of key, but to fit what kind of lock? We gotta put everything back as it was before we get caught. We'll figure the key out later. The last thing I want is to end up in the newspaper as a grave robber.
Well, actually, to tell you the truth, that would give my stories a huge boost in readership.
Jeez, William, stop kidding around. Done. The sun's coming up. The groundskeeper will be here soon.
Lone, shh. I hear someone coming.
Yeah, I do too. Split up. Let's meet up later at my place.
See you later, Lone. And good luck.
The sun was already rising high when Lone arrived back home after the horrible night before. The magnitude of the meaning of the night's events eluded him. Innsmouth, Ephraim, and Upton, the tomb of Derby, and the weird object found. All looked like pieces of a jigsaw puzzle to which he'd thrown away the complete box art. He fell asleep almost immediately, with these thoughts whirling in his head. I've never felt this depth of sorrow in all my life. When Father passed, well, everything changed. My mother, our poverty. Father and I shared little common ground. Perhaps we merely lacked the time to find it. But now that this has come about, a frightful tightness grips my chest. Simple respiration has become a labor. Vital oxygen seems to have lost the route on its way to my lungs. If only he were still here with me, to enlighten me, to offer guidance. Oh, grandfather. Oh, my grandfather.
Howard, aren't you done yet?
I'll be right over. It falls upon me to preserve the items of my grandfather's estate that are the most crucial. My memory is filled to the brink with the tales of my grandfather's travels. It was always as if they vaporated directly into my imagination. Snowbound peaks, rainforests infested with every manner of danger, splendid cities where the meek are preyed upon by the scum of humanity, lurking assassins and thieves. Such places appeared vividly in my dreams. Airborne monstrosities surged toward my person, borne aloft on the membranes of bat-like wings, their long and gnarled talons clutching at me. They had no faces. Upon a command, I could steer them as I wished. Let's see. This globe has buttons set in many specific locales around the world. I have a vivid childhood recollection of grandfather pressing them to open an odd concealed mechanism, but his fingers moved too fast for my young eyes to catch. Perhaps an undiscovered clue awaits me elsewhere. Stories by Poe and Machen. Travel chronicles and general geography. A section of grandfather's library devoted to the sciences. Generic novels of low regard. Treatises on anthropology. Various medical texts. Various treatises on psychology. Volumes concerning art and painting. Not now! Locked. A showcase brimming with bric-a-brac. A portrait of my mother as a young woman, how beautiful she was then. Her eyes shine, transmitting the serenity in her soul out into the world. This would have been back from before I was even conceived. Let me see. There seems to be something inscribed on the back. I should discover some method to disengage it from the frame. I feel no desire to lug the picture, frame and all, around with me. I'll obtain one for now. One never knows. Aha! This means should provoke the intended ends. The pen has been rendered utterly useless.
Howard! There's nothing worth anything in there!
On the underside of the canvas lurks an enigma. The enigma seems to indicate this shelf. That looks like the personal journal of my grandfather. I believe I'll obtain it. During the spring of his life, he was constantly traveling. Who even knows to how many far-flung locales? Mayhap I, myself, might meander there forth someday. The journal of my grandfather detailing his innumerable travels. Let's see. We left at the first light of dawn. We had the automaton with us. Automaton? What does that mean? We all met in the basement on the outskirts of Boston. It was almost like entering a church, long since deserted. Planted all around, a pentacle painted upon the grimy flagstones were candles, wax frozen in mid-drip. There was no point wasting time here. No answers lay here, and Paris was at least a week away. Our final destination within the vastness of the Arabian desert lay even further ahead. We had to make a move. There was no option but for the automaton to perform the ceremony. Just looking at it sent a shiver up my tired spine, and then it just stops right there. The journal was penned about 15 years ago. Mayhap this was all merely an outline for a fictional work. A work of vivid imagination. Let's see. I heard a click. A tiny compartment has slid open at the base. There is a key ensconced within. It fits. The trunk is now open.
Howard, are you even still there?
A multitude of books. Without a single exception, they are all very old editions. A selection thereof consisting of the rarer of occult treatises, the need for which escapes me. Wait, that's a rare and ancient printing of a book I favor greatly. I must procure it.
Howard, hurry up!
A very old edition of the 1001 Nights. I can't wait to read it. I've always had a soft spot for these stories. The Merchant and the Genie. wonderful. Prince Camaralzaman. So many memories. A bookmark holds the place of a story I've never heard of, the tale of Abdul al-Hazred. Faced with no chance of escape, the keepers sought to ensnare one of their own. Poor Abdul needed to choose, and choose wisely. God, my head.
Such a vivid dream. What does it mean?
Lone.
I'm coming, William.
Lone. Lone. Great news. Great news.
William, slow down. What's happening?
Wilmarth got back to me. We have to go to Vermont and find some guy by the name of Ackley. From what I've learned, he may prove useful to us. It appears he may be quite the eccentric fellow. He lives like a hermit. No mail can get through, and, needless to say, he has no telephone. He could help us understand your condition better and perhaps cure it.
What about what we found last night?
We can figure all that out after we get back. I'm curious as well, but this is much more important.
How will we get there?
I have an automobile. Don't worry.
An automobile? Really? I've never ridden in one. I can't wait to give it a try. Who is this Ackley?
A former Miskatonic professor of anthropology. Apparently, he left the teaching profession due to personal reasons. He seems to be something of a strange character. Going by what Wilmarth told me, he may have a dependence on certain substances.
What are we waiting for? Let's go. No answer. Still no answer. Still no answer. Nobody's answering the door.
Try knocking again.
Still no answer. Looks like it's not locked. There's something in here. Let's see what it is. Containers with strange liquids inside. Should we take them, William?
Sure. Bring them along. At the very least, they'll serve as a souvenir of our trip to Vermont.
Still nothing.
We cannot have come this far for nothing. Let's just break in.
Seriously?
What do we have to lose? I don't see any cops around.
Come, William.
What's wrong with him?
He looks unconscious. Let me check. Hey! Hey! Nothing.
Check his pulse.
He's still alive.
We need him awake.
A used syringe. God only knows what he injected himself with. He's completely out of it. Wake up. Wake up! Nothing. On the cover it says, exotic mushrooms and their strange side effects. A table of nice workmanship. A still, used to distill substances. No time to read right now. He has something in his pocket. A handwritten booklet. It looks like some kind of notebook.
Go on, Lone. Read it.
I better take a closer look at this. Hey, look at this, William. This page was bookmarked.
Read it, Lone. Let's hear what it says.
It seems there's nothing of interest. It deals with strange mushrooms.
Lone, it looks more like a manuscript than a bookmark.
Let's have a look. These seem to be some kind of notes. Not very meticulously written, by the look of it. It appears to be the formula needed to induce a trance.
Yes, but how do we wake him up?
The necessary equipment is here. We just need to understand the formula.
Perhaps there are some clues in the notes.
This disgusts me, but we need something to inject him with. And I see nothing else around. Various books on vastly different topics. Various books on... Looks like it's working.
Huh? What?
He's finally better.
Better? Better? You have no idea what you have done!
Saved you from probably dying?
Months of studies. Years, even, of studies. My trips. My proofs. I was one step away from Yugoth. I could already see its vibrant colors, together with my insectoid friends. What are you doing in my house?
William, are we even sure the tip is right?
Wait a moment, Lone. You're Henry Ackley, right?
Yes. Why?
You spoke of Yugoth.
That's right. What do you know of Yugoth? Are you an enlightened scholar as I am?
I would dare to identify myself as such, and what you're saying fills me with wonder. Did you really make it all the way to Yugoth?
Yes. Well, if not for you getting in the way, I was one step away. One single step. Insane, they called me. They removed me from my teaching position, but the entire time, I was correct on all counts. On all counts!
We are truly sorry to have interrupted your experiment. We'll make amends by helping you get it back up and running as soon as possible. And, as an added bonus, we're here to relate to you an extraordinary story as real as yours.
Let's hear it then. Really? You wouldn't be lying to me?
Unfortunately not.
You have my guarantee.
Very Very interesting, but I'm still not sure how useful I'll be.
Any information at all, even the slightest detail, could prove vital.
My dear Lone, your condition is something I have never heard of before. I am, of course, aware of the creature of which you speak, but this is the first time I've ever heard tell of a survivor. A further encounter involving the taking of samples could help, but I would strongly advise against that.
We're back to square one.
Possibly. Nobody could say one way or the other. But at this point, I cannot but accompany you on your journey back. I am sorely in need of some entertainment, and of certain substances easily available in Arkham for my experiments. And perhaps I could also be useful to your investigation. You diverted me from my path. This is the least you can do.
We absolutely agree, Henry.
Okay, let's get on our way then.
You mentioned something about a corpse holding a key during the drive here.
That's right. We got the key last night.
This all seems so unreal to me. Like I'm just a puppet. Someone led me to that key. Starting with that fake letter that led to that horrific crime. Everything began with my misadventures in Innsmouth.
Yep.
I'd love to go there someday. It seems bursting at the seams with mysteries.
If you value your skin, I'd advise against it.
I value knowledge far more than my skin.
It came to our notice, Henry. That mixture would probably have killed you.
Gentlemen, is there anything else you require?
I'd love to go there someday. It seems bursting at the seams with mysteries.
I will take your leave then.
Granted.
I would have been in a better place. And I don't mean in any religious sense. There's nothing left for me here.
For now, there is this mystery, though. Might that not be enough?
It may provide some satisfaction.
Lone Carter?
It might be. What do you want?
For now, all I can say is take a closer look at the altar in the church.
But who? Where? Wait! Come back here!
Who was that?
How the hell should I know? This whole thing is driving me crazy.
Tastier and tastier. Secrets and subterfuge. Just the way I like it.
If you say so. Anyway, I say we start finding out exactly what this key is and how to use it.
I should head to Miskatonic to look into that.
Okay. Well, you're there. We'll check out the cemetery.
Okay. I'll meet up with you there later.
It has 7 engraved on it. It has 7 engraved on it. It has 3-1 engraved on it. It has 4 engraved on it. It has 5 engraved on it. It has 3 engraved on it. That guy at the cafe told us to have a closer look at this altar. Let's have a better look then. There's some kind of lock set into the center. Let me have a closer look at it. It appears to be some sort of mechanism. It seems that after some time, it returns to its original position on its own. Bingo. I heard a loud rumbling somewhere off in the distance. What a strange object. This is an incredible find.
Show me? Interesting. It's a good thing that I'm here with you guys. I've seen carvings like these before.
Can you tell me what they mean then?
No, Lone. I'll need to go to a certain special place to decipher them.
Guys, I don't know if there's any connection, but Armitage seems to have dropped off the face of the earth. No one at the university knows where he is. I went to his house, and he hasn't been there for the last 2 days. This seems bad.
We'll deal with that in due time, William. Look what we found. Henry said he can translate the symbols on it.
Yes, I need to go somewhere to do so, though. And you already know how I get around. I'll need certain substances. Do you have access to them?
I have a contact that might be of help. Rose.
There are surely tons of medicines loaded with your certain substances in such a place.
What kind of place?
A madhouse.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Good. Let's go. We'll figure out how to get our hands on your substances later.
I might have an idea how to do just that.
Hi, William.
How are you, Ben? Everything okay with the family?
We'll pull through.
My friends and I have to meet with Rose. Will that present any kind of problem?
Absolutely not, William. You are always welcome here in our madhouse.
Thanks, Ben. See you later. Rose, it's been a while.
It has indeed, William.
Lone, my good friend here, told me you sent your best wishes, and I just had to come see you.
It says medicine. It doesn't seem to be locked. I think this is what we're after. Take a look and be quick about it.
Done. We can go.
Good. William, we're leaving.
I still have a few things to catch up with Rose about. Head to my house. I'll meet up with you there.
Sounds like a plan. See you later. Shouldn't we wait for William?
I've done this countless times. Calm down.
Sure you're not taking unnecessary risks? We can't even begin to know how to decipher what is written here.
Someone is laying breadcrumbs for us to follow. That much is certain. At this point, I see no other option but to just go for it.
Very well. Henry, thanks.
You can thank me when this is all over and done with. It's already taking effect. My head is getting light. I beg you.
What, Henry?
Lone.
William, he wouldn't wait. We'll just have to wait for him to wake up.
It worked! How magnificent. Every time I come here, I arrive in a different location. The center of all knowledge in the universe and its infinite dimensions. Breathtaking. There is always a price to pay for knowledge. What will it be this time? Simply wondrous. But this is no time for sentimentality. I have to start searching.
What are you?
What? Who's speaking to me? What strange symbols. They are enormous volumes. I would not be able to even move one of them. Breathtaking. I don't recognize the symbols. Who even knows to what entities these writings belong? I can't reach all the way. I can't. They are enormous. These doors have no locks or handles. It's impossible to open them. Breathtaking. It seems almost as if they're alive. It seems... It's locked. It seems almost as if they're alive. It's locked. It's locked. What strange symbols? Who even knows what astounding knowledge these contain? It will not be easy to gather the information we need in all this immensity. How can I possibly do so? Huh?
Now you are understood. You seek knowledge, and knowledge you shall have.
I'm blocked off here. What of you? This is not the first time I've been here, yet every time I see no known constellations. Perhaps I'm very far away in space, or perhaps even in time.
Time. Define this unknown word, creature.
A concept that we humans use to explain the sequential unfolding of events. For example, between birth and death, a series of changes and circumstances occur that we identify as time.
Death.
For us beings of Earth, life is limited. It has a beginning and, after a certain time, an end.
Peculiar creatures of insignificant impact on the order of things. Searching the archives, now it has been found, and the reason for your coming is known. Continue.
I still don't recognize any symbols. I have to find a solution. I have to...
No knowledge may be taken from here without paying a price. Insignificant being, are you willing to pay it? You may be irrelevant, but the price you pay would not be race bond. What motivates you?
The search for knowledge.
Very well. The exchange has been made.
Where am I? Is there anybody there?
It seems there is no possible exit from this place. What is happening? You there! What manner of place is this? Are you listening to me? Wait. Hold up! I would assume this but a dream except for its realism. Who could this person be? Halt, I say! Please, wait!
Al-Hazred, you have arrived.
What is happening? What know you of the reason for my abrupt summons?
All in due time.
Hurry! You must go see the keyholder and then attend the council.
Al-Hazred, this is the protagonist of the story I was reading. Someone or something desires that I live his story.
Has the day I become one of the keepers finally arrived? Father, wherever you are, may you be proud of me.
So, you have finally arrived.
Yes. Tell me, keyholder, how may I serve you?
Abdul, the day has arrived. Your final test awaits you. Prepare yourself. A great challenge lies ahead.
Finally, I shall become one of the keepers.
All your years of service will not have been in vain.
Yes. I was but a child when my mother brought me to this place.
That day is one of my fondest memories. You were a child full of vigor and life. You have always performed with excellence.
Much gratitude, keyholder. You are to me as the father I never knew.
Go now, my son. They are awaiting you.
Can you provide any insight into what lies ahead for me?
That would violate the unbreakable laws of the Keepers. As much as I love you, I am forbidden to give you any assistance.
I shall go then. Until later, keyholder.
My son, I am so sorry, but the grand plan takes precedence over all else.
Poor Abdul does not know what awaits him.
Nevertheless, all is in readiness.
Eh? The guards speak of me.
The sacrifice is already incarcerated in the dungeons.
Good. Although I'm quite relieved I do not have to attend.
What are they talking about? Sacrifice? Dungeons? What on earth is going on here? This could come in handy. Father, am I strong enough? Grant me understanding. Mother!
What are you doing down here? Abdul, my son. I'm so proud of you.
What are you talking about? Who locked you up in there? I gave up my entire childhood for the key, and they repay me by imprisoning my own mother.
Abdul, my son, you are not expected to understand. This was all decided long ago. My imprisonment is just a final precaution.
But...
Your father was a keeper. Alas, his untimely death robbed you of his guidance on this journey. Your future as a keeper is of the utmost importance. Every last keeper shares a vital role. As you know, they demand absolute devotion and ultimate sacrifice. I only pray that you are strong enough to perform it.
I see where this is leading. I refuse. Understand? I refuse.
Abdul, stop.
Silence. I'm getting you out of here. This is not the time for talk. An empty cell. Most likely due to the fact that one of the bars seems loose. Maybe it will come in handy.
Psst. Hey. You're Abdul, yes?
Miserable creature.
To be called such from a worm chained up in a cell means little to me.
True, but in a way, he also stands correct.
What are you talking about?
See, we are in a cell. We are the enemies of the Keepers, and we fight against everything they stand for. Despite this, our destiny can never be as miserable as your own.
Who are you?
Let's just say that every bright side always has a dark one. Look at the moon. It always presents to us one face, but we know that the other is still there, plunged into darkness. This is as irrefutable a fact as any dogma. The light shines equally, in full or as half, or even as a mere slice. You'll see what I mean tonight. We prefer to side with those who are without ambiguity. Our belief is that the key has been passed down unto mankind for a reason, and we desire to use it.
That is pure blasphemy. You scum. Cease filling my ears with such obscenities.
As you wish, my friend. As you wish.
For pity's sake, do not listen to them.
If you wish to see your mother escape this prison, we can help you.
Why would you do so?
Let us just say that seeing the Keepers suffer uncomfortable emotions gives us pleasure.
Much pleasure.
That would be a betrayal of everything I believe in.
We couldn't help but overhear your previous conversation over there. You are aware of what awaits you. However, you can ignore us if you so wish.
Yes, Abdul, ignore them and remain true to your duty.
Quiet, Mother. Continue.
These cells were built with the highest of craftsmanship. They can only be opened with the key the city guards hold. I know the location of the secret lock, but require a small favor in return, assuming you can manage to obtain the key.
And what is it you want?
There is a certain item in the keyholder's room that we desire. This object can take many forms. It's up to you to distinguish its current one.
Such a task is impossible.
That is your problem. But I can provide you with one small hint. I know it holds great magical power within it.
I'll see what I can do.
Okay, we'll just wait here. We're not feeling up to taking a stroll just now.
Mother, I shall be right back.
Abdul, no.
They fit together. Fortune smiles upon me.
Abdul, why have you come back? The council is waiting for you.
Forgive me, Keyholder. I was wondering if I could borrow an artifact of yours, one I became aware of through my studies. One with a singular magical power I desire to study fully before my test begins.
Abdul, I know that of which you speak. It lies right before your eyes. Anyone other than a keeper would have great difficulty recognizing it. Your father could have done so.
Really? My father?
Your father was the most faithful of the keepers. Endowed was he with great power and dedication. I cannot fathom why you desire that particular item. Regardless, I will not stop you from taking it. One must be the master of one's own destiny. However, as your tutor of many years, I must warn you that every action has its consequence.
Thank you, Keeper. This advice I shall treasure.
Abdul, keep the key.
The pendant grows hotter and hotter. This must be the artifact I'm after. I believe I was able to identify the artifact.
Excellent, Abdul. You sensed the power in the relic your father passed down to you. You may keep the lamp for as long as you need it. May you use it wisely.
Of course, Keyholder. I shall return it as soon as possible. We shall meet again soon, before the rest of the council meeting.
Delay no further, Abdul.
Did you recover the key and the artifact?
Yes, I have them both right here. Tell me where the hidden lock is.
First, the artifact.
What need would you have for a lamp in a cell?
That is none of your concern. Do you not wish to see your mother go free? Give us the damn lamp!
Here it is, but no tricks now.
Excellent.
Where's the lock?
You will find a small crack in the column to your left. Fare thee well, fool.
What? Curse you! Now, I have to get my mother out of here. I heard a click. Quickly! I'll take you back home.
No, Abdul.
Move! We're trapped.
Abdul, yield now and come with us.
Don't worry, Mother. Everything will be fine.
I know that everything will be fine. Just as I've always known.
The key. Guard it. Protect it. Preserve it. Keep it. The key. Guard it. Protect it. Preserve it. Keep it. The key. Guard it. Protect it. Preserve it. Keep it. The key. Guard it. Protect it. Preserve it. Keep it. The key. Guard it. Protect it. Preserve it. Keep it. The key. Guard it. Protect it. Preserve it. Keep it. The key. Guard it. Protect it. Preserve it. Keep it. The key. Guard it. Carry the key with you. The key. Abandon all your destiny.
Henry, are you all right?
What? What a god-awful nightmare.
Calm yourself, Henry. You're back with us.
Oh my god, that poor woman. The Keepers of the Key.
Keepers of the Key.
I've heard that name before.
Guys, I need coffee. And that's where the vision ended.
How do you know that what you saw is real?
I can demonstrate it so very clearly, Lone. I can now read the engravings on the tablet we found.
That's true.
It could also be that you already knew how to do that. Maybe the lure of a healthy dose of our approval may have tempted you to lie about it.
Lone! How dare you? Do you actually think I feel the need for your approval about anything?
Lone, he's right. You've gone too far.
Yeah, you're probably right. I apologize, Henry. I'm not as used to all this strangeness as you are.
Whatever. Anyway, the tablet reads, more or less, thus. Although extremely powerful, they are considered lesser gods. They preside over small worlds, and the positions of the stars forces them into long lethargic periods. Why, we do not know. Perhaps certain configurations provide them with energy and nourishment. Great Cthulhu, sleeping in death, at the sunken city of Relay, awaits his reawakening. Ayataqua lurks in the cold Arctic region, worshipped by ancient forgotten races. Beyond the known universe exists countless other entities, named the Outer Gods, neither alive nor dead, multidimensional, infinitely powerful and insane. The most powerful and insane of them all, Azathoth, gurgles and drools at the sound of 1,000 pipers at the center of the universe. Oh, fate forbid that the cacophony should ever cease.
What does all that stuff even mean?
These are names that are often found in very rare occult texts.
Yes, and I can assure you that they are much more real than you can imagine. Unfortunately, I cannot prove that. Not yet. The truth of the matter is, the first concrete proof is you.
Me?
Your so-called condition.
Cthulhu. Now that you mention it, in the tunnels below Innsmouth, Elliot kept on repeating a chant with that word in it.
That's extremely bad. That means the town is in some way involved with these gods.
Then it's no wonder it's as shunned as it is.
For now, let's just concentrate on understanding what this passage means.
A passage from the Necronomicon, which was written, it is said, by the mad Arab Abdul al-Hazred. He was in my vision. I shudder still.
Night has fallen.
Lone!
What is it, Mickey?
I waited for you to show up. Some kid left something for you. He said it was urgent.
A compass. A strange compass that does not point north. Did he say anything else?
No, Lone. Nothing at all.
Thanks a bunch, Mickey. Do you have anything, perchance, that might light our way?
Sure. I have a lantern.
I'll buy it.
It's $2.
Here you go.
No problem, Lone. See you around.
Listen, this could be extremely dangerous, but it seems that hurting me could be extremely difficult. Wait here for me.
But Lone...
There shall be no further discussion about this, William. This is my problem, and mine alone to deal with. I don't want you risking anything more than you need to. I'll keep you informed on everything that happens.
If that's the way you want it, Lone.
It's not the way I choose, but the decision is yours.
Perfect. See you later. I feel a vibration in my pocket. Now it's doing something. The plot thickens. Another identical one. Surely the sequence must be inserted on more than one panel then. What will happen then? What a mystery. The lure of the unknown. The mechanism doesn't work anymore. Well, all this grandeur is most unexpected. Does the cemetery's renovation have anything to do with that? The trail of blood leads through that door. A representation of a strange, tentacled creature. I saw this kind of stuff back at Innsmouth. But what? Armitage!
Lone, get out of here!
You did it, Lone. All has gone according to plan.
Let him go, right now! Ah!
Do you take me for a fool?
Release me now!
All in due time. All in due course.
You'll pay for this!
You have merely been assisting me so far. I knew you would do it. And with a power like yours, nothing is impossible.
What do you hope to accomplish by all this? Don't you know the magnitude of the powers you're playing with? You're insane. A madman!
You dare to call the pursuit of power madness? My master has spent numerous lifetimes to attain it. But a stupid human eliminated him, wasting centuries of knowledge. But now, all that shall be undone. Oh, finally, you are here.
What are you up to? Deliver your prisoner up onto us. Your work here is done.
Who are you?
Did you really think I believed your promises? The power incarnated in that mere mortal will bring my master back to life. Together, we will dominate your swarms of insignificant insects. Even Father Dagon will bow to our will. Fools! The wisdom of my master is profound and powerful. You cannot pass.
What are you doing? Halt!
Leave him alone! Damn!
Stop, you lunatic! What do you think you're doing? This is not a power you can hope to control!
Let's find out. Katla. Besha. Katla. La.
Oh! Please just...
Iklaktan.
Stop, you lunatic!
Katla, Besha, Katla, La, Iklaktan.
What's happening to him? Let's run!
He lost his senses, his mind hazy. The pain was unbearable, but now he was finally better. Strangely better, like a hungry wolf now satiated. He could rest.
Lone! Lone, wake up! Lone, are you back with us?
Yeah. Is Armitage?
He's doing okay.
He's just unconscious.
What happened here?
We might have some ideas about that, but just focus on pulling yourself together for now. My men will transport you and Armitage to a safe place.
It's all so muddled in my head. Did I reduce those men to that state of carnage? Sure, they were a threat to us, but that gruesome scene will scar my mind forever. Luckily, we managed to save Armitage. 3 days had passed, and I felt much better. We have to meet up at Miskatonic University and take stock of the situation, given all that's happened. Ephraim, Upton, that horrible monster. Once again, the meaning of all this escapes me.
I awoke splayed out and chained down.
It's absurd to even suggest that this was all planned from the start.
Not as absurd as you'd think if the dissidents are behind all this.
Hold on. Who are they? And for that matter, who are you?
I'd also like to know who that madman in the catacombs was. The spell he unleashed was beyond any known power.
Yep.
I can answer the latter with ease. He was a servant of the ancient and most powerful sorcerer, Ephraim Waite. He wanted to bring his master back to life using Lone, or rather, the creature bound to Lone by symbiosis, as a catalyst.
Is that even possible? I mean, bringing the dead back to life?
Under normal circumstances, no. But with Ephraim's knowledge, and given Lone's condition, we believe it is at least plausible. We may never know for sure.
You knew all this and still sent us straight into the lion's den?
That's right. And I apologize for that. But there was something we needed to verify. We would never have allowed anything to happen to you.
Yeah, right. I don't trust you an inch.
Gentlemen, please calm down. Their methods may be questionable, but I do not doubt their commitment to the cause.
What cause?
What are you talking about?
Armitage, you can't mean that.
All in due time. Time that we cannot afford to spare right now. Lone, you are in danger. They know of your mutation, of your condition unique in all of history. They will hunt you down.
I was there all alone in the caves under Innsmouth. Yet, it seems my situation is public knowledge. Unless... Elliot.
Suffice it to say that we knew of you well before Armitage contacted us. We had thought to simply eliminate you, but our superiors decided otherwise.
Thanks a bunch for letting me live.
Besides, after having now just seen you in action, that may have been a more troublesome operation than we expected.
Stop right there. We don't kill people. We are the good guys.
Armitage, I must disagree with you on that. We do what is necessary to preserve the human race. Individual lives, or even dozens, have no meaning to us. The important thing is the grand plan, and this is the very reason why you were never considered for recruitment. We have no use for your morals. We're dealing with forces that act under different motivations, as you may have already noticed.
Ignoring all moral standards makes us no better than them.
I agree.
Enough of all this. Armitage, tell them everything.
If anyone had heard the story disclosed in that tiny room by that small group of people, they would have thought them insane. It turned out that the group to which Aquila belonged. Yeah, you heard right. Aquila. Pretty curious, don't you think? Anyway, he called his organization the Keepers of the Key. Cool sounding name, very evocative, but without any real meaning, or at least so they thought at that time. Blanco was fascinated. Akeley seemed to understand a lot more than the rest of them. but there was so much that the man kept to himself. They said they could help Lone. Apparently, a recent expedition to Antarctica had made a sensational discovery. Professor Lake had discovered unnatural tunnels in a place where man has set foot only in relatively recent times. The Keepers, based on their secular wisdom, were convinced that if a solution could be found, they would find it there. As usual, Aquila did not go into detail, and there was no way to learn more from him than he deemed necessary. At this point, it was a leap of faith, but what other choice did they have? Lone could tell himself that this was mere madness, but he had seen this madness in action. He could no longer deny the evidence. The only help could come from this strange cult. He couldn't continue to pretend nothing was wrong. He was too dangerous. He didn't really trust these people, but they certainly seemed less interested than the dissidents in rubbing him out. For the moment, that was enough for him, and besides, he had his new friends by his side, and believed they had no intention of leaving it. That calmed him to some extent. Their departure was scheduled for the following week. They all made preparations in a hurry. They had no idea what it would be like to face such extreme temperatures. They bought some basic equipment and warm clothing. Everything else was to be provided by the university. The greatest adventure of their lives seemed already underway, but this was only the beginning.
Good morning, Lone. And to you, William. And you, Henry. Please, let me introduce you around.
Good morning to all.
Hiya.
Hello.
Allow me to introduce Professor Lake to you all. He is the head of the expedition. He's just back from Antarctica to attend to some business here.
Good morning, gentlemen. It's a pleasure to have all of you on board. Akeley, good to see you again.
The sentiment is mutual, Lake.
The discovery we made is unprecedented in all of human history. I expect that your great depth of knowledge can help us learn even more.
Certainly. It'll be our pleasure to help you any way we can.
What we have uncovered is incredible. I return to retrieve the invention that will help write us into the pages of history. The drill invented by Mr. Pabberty. The trip back here took what seemed like forever. But this time we will fly back. The journey will be much quicker, even if we must take landings at airports here and there. Correct, Mr. Barron?
That's right, Professor Lake. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Louis Barron, and I will be your pilot for this journey. And if needed, I am handy in a fight.
Pump the brakes on your enthusiasm, Louis. There will be no call for fighting. Excuse him. He's an Army veteran, and an excellent pilot. But let's get aboard. We have plenty of time to get everyone on the same page.
They left Arkham on October 2nd. They made a stopover in Honduras, and from there, the crossing of the Pacific began. They replenished their food and fuel supplies in Tasmania. The Antarctic Ocean was waiting for them, and a chill ran down their spines when they spotted the high slopes that crowned the McMurdo Sound.
All in all, it was quite the pleasant flight. Allow me to introduce you to my student and dear friend Danforth.
A pleasure to meet you. Consider me completely at your disposal.
Nice to meet you, Danforth. Let me introduce you to my friends, William Blanco and Henry Ackley.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Danforth.
We have met before.
Welcome, Professor. Forgive me if I seem a tad brusque. There's something I need to discuss with the professor.
Speak then, Danforth. You know how I hate subterfuge.
As you wish. Do you remember the 2 men who fell sick just before he left the site, after the discovery of the entrance into the mountainside?
Yes, of course I remember them.
They're dead.
Dead?
Yes, Professor. The worst thing is that we can't figure out their exact cause of death, which is why the bodies have not yet been sent home. We fear a possible contagion getting out.
Well, that's a very unpleasant situation, to say the least. Gentlemen, feel free to wander around the camp at will. And to get to know our colleagues better, I have to deal with this matter. I'll see you all later.
Of course, Professor. We'll try not to get in your way any further while you're dealing with this unfortunate situation.
Actually, on second thought, would you mind accompanying me? I would love to hear your opinion on this whole affair. Permit me to introduce you to Dyer, Professor of Geology at Miskatonic.
Good morning, gentlemen.
What, Professor? You don't introduce me?
Of course. Impatient as always, I see, my friend. My distinguished colleague Atwood of the Physics Department.
Honored to meet you, gentlemen.
The honor belongs to us.
Forgive me, but a problem has arisen. And not an insignificant one, from what I've been told.
Yes, a great tragedy.
That it has occurred now is most unfortunate. It has spoiled the euphoria of such a landmark moment in human history.
Professor Lake filled us in during the flight. Stupendous, but also terribly frightening.
Absolutely, my friend. As much as any other discovery that has changed the destiny of mankind. Although nothing else compares on this kind of level.
Gentlemen, you will see with your own eyes soon enough. For now, there are those poor guys to deal with.
No objection in any respect. I hope we can get to the bottom of all this. I wouldn't want to die from some disease before my adventure here concludes.
Very black and inappropriate humor. Dyer, you will never change. See you later. I'll be in touch.
We're headed to the mess hall for a hot drink.
Please feel free to join us if you like.
Follow me.
After you.
Good morning, Professor. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, Doctor.
This should be the infirmary. Or rather, the morgue, it seems.
Lone?
Good one.
I like people with a sense of humor. A rare thing to find in such remote wastelands as these. It's nice just to see some new faces, too. Did you just now arrive?
That's right. Name's Lon Carter, private investigator. We're here at the express request of the professor.
There are matters here that require our services.
You've come at a terrible time for us.
It seems that way.
Bring us up to speed, Doctor.
These 2 gentlemen passed without any known cause. I can't imagine any valid reason for them to have died.
Can we help out somehow? As far as I know, we won't be departing immediately.
It takes at least a day for such preparations to be made.
If Lake doesn't mind, you're more than welcome. But I don't imagine you have any medical expertise.
They don't. But I could probably help you.
Henry? Is that really you?
Apparently.
Okay.
Let's get to work.
But are you all right?
Better than you could ever expect. Gentlemen, I'll be with you as soon as I'm done here.
Doctor, could you join me briefly in my tent to fill in some final details so we can get the bodies back to their families?
Of course. After you.
We take our leave, gentlemen. Let us know if you find anything further.
You too, gentlemen. Leave me alone for a while. I must focus. And if they have not found any apparent cause of death, I'm sure I can figure out why not.
Be that as it may, Henry. This is not what we're here for. Don't spend too much time on this.
See you later, Henry.
One of the 2 corpses. I better take a look at their medical records. These must be their medical records. Let's have a better look at it. Sven Usteler and Jean-Paul Greco. Blah, blah, blah. Both of them were workers here at the camp. It says it's impossible to determine the time of death. Strange. All internal organs are intact. There are no cardiac pathologies or other evidence to suggest any bleeding out. Tests for known toxins have excluded all as causative factors. Recommended quarantine of all crew due to possible contamination by unknown pathogen. This is where the doctor's ability to analyze all this comes to an end. And on closer inspection, if this data is correct, then these men should still be alive. It seems to be blowing things out of proportion to impose a quarantine. If that were the case, they would all be dead already. Besides, medical appraisal is limited only to what physical examination can observe. I'll take care of the rest. He appears to almost be alive. It sends a shiver down my spine. Okay, buddy. I'll try not to bother you too much. Please don't wake up on me. The eyes of a corpse are one of the few things that still sends a shiver down my spine, which seems absurd given all I've witnessed. How would I use that? It's unlikely his forehead could tell me much about the cause of death, unless it had a hole right through the middle of it. The flesh still has a semblance of life. There's a marking here that looks like a mole. There's something strange about it. I wonder if Sven has one as well. This confirms my theory. A transmigration ritual. Some religions might interpret it as the tearing out of a soul, but it would be more correct to call it an essence. I never thought a ritual could be used this way. For murder! This mark on Sven's body is almost faded away. I might be able to learn something more from Jean-Paul. Who knows where this poor fellow might be now? I imagine hell would be more pleasant. Floating aimlessly through time and space, most likely for eternity. How barbaric! By diluting some of the powder I have on me, I might be able to learn more from him. But not from Sven. There's not enough left of what he once was. His essence could be anywhere by now, in any place or dimension. Looks pretty worthless. I don't know what it contains, and I don't have time to check. A first aid kit. They look like physiological solutions. I don't need that. There is just what I need. Some diluent. This should do the job. Not necessary. Not necessary. This solution should peel back the mystical veil. Hopefully. That's done it.
Where am I? I'm cold. I can't see. I'm scared.
Tell me what you see.
Everything's pitch black. I can't see anything. My legs, my arms. I can't feel anything.
Calm down. This will all be over soon.
What will be over soon? What's happening to me?
Stay calm. It's just a dream.
That's a relief. I sure hope I wake up soon.
I'm sure you will.
Who are you?
I'm Henry Akeley, a professor at Miskatonic University.
I don't know you. Why are you in my dreams?
What happened to you?
I don't know. I was in my quarters. I must have fallen asleep.
Jean-Paul, was there anyone who wished you harm? Anyone who bore a grudge against you?
No. I may not exactly have led a blameless life, but the people I know have always been fond of me. What a strange question to be asked in a dream.
Jean-Paul, I cannot continue lying to you. I'm very sorry to have to tell you this, but you're dead. Somebody murdered you and your friend Sven.
Dead? I thought this felt too strange to be a mere dream.
Sadly, there is nothing I can do to fix this. But I can help you take revenge on the culprit. A small consolation, but at least it's something.
Small indeed. God knows how poor Mary would take the news. I have not been the best of husbands. If you could maybe tell her sorry from me?
Of course. I will do that.
I still can't imagine who would want us dead. Unless, could it have been because of that thing?
Anything you can tell us could prove vital.
It's something Sven and I found. What? What is that thing?
Jean-Paul! Stay with me!
Help! Oh my god!
Jean-Paul, calm down.
Oh my god! Oh!
Jean-Paul? Jean-Paul! He's gone. Poor soul. But we'll find that bastard for you. That's a promise. I must inform the others immediately.
So, what have you found out?
You really can die from the cold out here.
As I expected. No need to go into great detail. They seem to have found some artifact, but I lost connection before I could find out what it is.
Excuse me, Henry, but how do you know they found something? What the hell were you up to in there?
Yep.
Gentlemen, they were killed by ritual magic. Extremely cruel ritual magic. I'm quite familiar with such things, as you probably know by now.
I had no idea such things could go this far. When we get back, you and I should have a long chat, if that's all right with you.
William, you are still but an infant compared to myself. Are you certain you want to pay the price for such knowledge?
Gentlemen, this talk of yours about necromancy is most entertaining, but if there really is a killer on the loose around here, we are all in immediate danger. We must investigate further.
Agreed. There'll be time for small talk later.
So that we don't appear to be completely insane, we should avoid speaking of how we came to know all this.
I can deceive them by telling them it was some kind of poison unknown to modern medicine. The doctor may have objections, but he will believe me in the end. He has followed my studies closely and knows that I don't make idle claims.
We should avoid mentioning that they found something, at least until hard evidence comes to light. They would question how we knew all this.
That goes without saying. Gentlemen, some news that may interest you.
Tell us, Lone.
Ackley?
After careful consideration, I have come to the conclusion that this is murder.
Murder? What are you saying?
Are you joking, Henry?
Doctor, I never joke, as you should well know.
I have found no trace of violent death or poisoning. Actually, I didn't find any cause of death at all.
But that is simply absurd. We all know each other here, and we're all decent people.
Shush, Danforth. Let's hear what they have to say.
I'm sorry, Professor.
Shush!
I can tell you that I found traces of a substance that, I know for sure, is capable of killing any adult man. Something not found in medical literature, but which I came to know of through my travels.
You're really never happy unless you can stick in some esotericism, are you, Henry?
Stop your bickering. Lake asked for our help, and that's what we're going to give him. It's true that Ackley's methods aren't exactly orthodox, but they've never let us down in the past. So, I'm of the opinion that there could be a killer on the loose among us. Would you rather risk that, or would you rather we investigate?
If Armitage sent you to me, he must have a good reason for doing so. I want to trust you.
But, Lake, this seems absurd to me.
Doctor, there will be no further discussion. Also, in light of this new evidence, any danger of contagion seems now to be moot. Finalize the documentation necessary to send the remains of those poor souls back to their families.
Sure.
Lone, you have complete authority over this matter, at least until tomorrow. The airlift is scheduled for early morning and we cannot postpone it.
We'll manage.
Is there anything else we can do?
I have a few questions for you.
Ask away.
How well did you know Sven?
Not very well, to tell you the truth.
Neither did I.
I knew him somewhat.
Can you think of any reasons someone would want to hurt him?
I can't think of any. He was always nice to everyone. I remember this one time.
Danforth, stick to the point.
Sorry, Professor.
What can you tell me about Jean-Paul?
We chatted a few times. A fairly cheerful fellow, perhaps even a bit too much so.
but a really good guy.
Danforth, how dare you interrupt me?
Excuse me, Professor. I thought you were done.
I see you've already forgotten the few rudiments of manners I've struggled to impart on you. With that said, I'm done.
Can you think of any reason someone would want to hurt him?
May I?
Go ahead.
If there were women involved, then yes, perhaps. In this wasteland, though, I doubt it. We are without female companionship. He was really nice to everyone.
I see. Can you tell us anything more about the expedition?
Nothing I didn't already tell you on the plane. Tomorrow, after the excavation, we will all know much more. Pabody's drill should allow us to extract those ice samples without damaging their contents. Their unbelievable contents.
It seems Pabody's drill is a true wonder of technology.
The most advanced in the world. Without it, discovery or not, we all may as well have just headed straight back home. It can drill more accurately and deeper than any other.
Danforth, where were you at the time of the murder?
Surely in my quarters. Am I a suspect?
Nobody is a suspect. We just have to question everyone who was here at the time of the murder.
I'm still not convinced it was even a murder.
Fortunately, we have people with us whose job it is to figure such matters out.
Yes, Professor, of course.
Tell me about Atwood and Dyer.
What can I tell you, Lone? They are both luminaries in their field, and I am fortunate to have them here with me. I am quite certain they are above suspicion. I would wager good money on that, actually.
What do we know about Baron?
A rough guy, very macho, but he was not here at the time of the incident. He was busy piloting the very aircraft you were on.
Good point, Lake. Doctor, where were you when the bodies were discovered?
I was in the infirmary, as always. I was catching up on some paperwork at the time.
Can anyone confirm this?
People stop by the infirmary all the time for one reason or another. I think pretty much anyone in the camp can vouch for me.
I can confirm that. I went by the infirmary around that time.
Good. See you later.
Whenever you need us, we'll be right here for you.
Is anybody there?
Come on in.
Can I steal a moment of your time?
Sure, I'm on a break.
Hi there. Name's Lone Carter. This is William Blanco and Henry Ackley.
A pleasure to meet you. I'm Johnson. What can I do for you?
I have a few questions. It will only take a moment of your time.
Very well. There's not much else for me to do right now. The drill was leaking oil left, right, and center, but I got all that plugged up, thank God.
What can you tell me about Sven Osterling?
And who might that be?
One of your colleagues. There have been 2 deaths. Know anything about that?
I haven't exactly bonded with the rest of the crew. Was he the Frenchie or the German?
The German.
I see. He seemed like a nice enough guy to me.
They seem to have been murdered.
Interesting. I didn't do it if that's what you're insinuating.
I wasn't insinuating anything. We were merely after the truth. We were investigating at the bequest of Lake.
I'm really sorry, but I don't know anything about those 2 guys.
Thanks anyway. What can you tell me about Jean-Paul Greco?
He was annoying as hell. I'm sorry he's dead, but I'm glad I don't have to listen to his grating voice anymore.
That's not a very nice thing to say.
The truth is rarely very nice.
It might be nicer if it included some degree of respect.
If you say so, Lone.
Thanks anyway. What can you tell me about this groundbreaking discovery?
Nothing. This is just another job for me. I can work and get some peace. For the most part, at least. I can't deny that going into the mountain had me shaken up at first, but I tend to find myself bored by most things fairly quickly. Let's hope the drill rekindles my enthusiasm.
Understood. Thank you. What's your job here?
I'm head of maintenance and in charge of the explosives.
What was the problem with the drill? We brought it here with us.
Some kind of minor mechanical fault that caused an oil leak. It's all fixed now, though. It's a miracle of technology, but tends to break down easily.
See you later.
Fine. Get away from the stove!
Okay, sorry. I didn't know it was such a big deal just to warm one's hands up a little.
It bothers me a great deal.
Is anybody there?
Come in.
May I take a moment of your time?
Go ahead.
Mind if we ask you a few questions?
Shoot.
What can you tell me about Sven Osterley?
What do you want to know?
Anything that might help with our investigation.
He was pretty much a complete idiot. I learned to tolerate it.
I see. Can you tell me anything about Jean-Paul?
A total cretin. Always jabbering, on and on and on.
Right, gotcha. Tell me about yourself.
What do you want to know? I was in the army, a soldier, and now I fly airplanes for old duffers. I could snap them in half with one arm behind my back. Ah, the good times. Heads rolled like bowling balls.
You must have learned a lot back then.
You can say that again, bud.
See you later.
Got you later.
A bunk. A bunk. Some old boots. It looks like there's something in them. Let's see what's in here. Shoe polish. It could come in handy. Can I speak with you for just a moment?
Sure. Go ahead.
Name's Lone Carter. I'm investigating the death of your colleagues at Lake's request.
Nice to meet you. I'm Monroe.
Feeling a bit cold?
Yeah. I'm trying to warm up a little over here.
Why don't you just go into one of the tents?
I wish I could, but I'm out here guarding the drill.
I see.
Damn weather has taken a turn for the worse here. And my teammate doesn't like keeping the stove burning. I finally convinced him to warm up the room a little for the night. Hopefully he doesn't change his mind.
Why would he?
I don't know. He's not exactly your normal human being. You can't find him in the second tent on the left there. His name is Johnson.
We already met him, and I can assure you that the stove is lit.
Oh, great. Hey, what can I help you with?
Tell me about Sven.
I'm so sad. He was a great friend to me.
I'm sorry to hear that. Can you think of any reason someone might have wanted to harm him?
Not that I know of. He was always so nice to everyone.
There's something I must tell you. We fear that your colleagues may have been murdered.
Incredible. Who would have done that? And why?
That's what we're trying to find out. Did you notice anything odd about him?
There was one thing.
I'm listening.
In the days preceding his death, Sven was hanging out more and more often with Greco.
Interesting.
But that's not all.
Go on, please.
He appeared wary, as if he feared something. I have no idea why. His eyes were quite red, as if he wasn't sleeping well.
Did you notice any of these same symptoms in Greco?
I can't say I noticed anything like that with him.
Thanks anyway. Tell me about Johnson. He seems like a rather lonely fellow.
Oh, he is. Even though strange is more like it.
Why are you out here guarding the drill?
It's a very delicate machine. Danforth insisted on keeping an eye on it. That doesn't make much sense out here in the middle of nowhere, but orders are orders. Oh.
Johnson mentioned there was a problem.
Yes, the oil was leaking. Nothing that couldn't be fixed. Johnson has already taken care of that.
Is there anything you can tell us about the expedition?
Not much. We're just mechanics. You should talk to the brains of the operation. They are over there, in the mess hall, as we speak.
Tell me what you know about Jean-Paul.
I didn't know him all that well.
Is there anyone who might have had a grudge against him?
He was a little outspoken. but all in all, a pretty decent guy. So, no, I don't think so. I hope you get to the bottom of all this.
Oh, don't worry. We will. See you later. Good morning. Name's Lone Carter.
Good morning, if you say so.
Not in the best of moods today?
Not particularly. It's pretty much 24 hours of daylight every day. Can't get any sleep, and my little guys here aren't at their happiest either. As you can see.
Yeah, all this can't exactly be easy on them either. May I inquire as to your name?
I'm Larson. I tend these poor dogs and take care of the sleds.
Do you mind if I ask you about a couple of things?
Go ahead. Things can't get any worse today.
Tell me about this expedition.
The pay is good, but it's rough on the dogs. Hear that? They are not happy, and neither am I.
Doesn't the discovery excite you at all?
The remnants of a pre-human civilization. Not in the slightest. The few things I thought I knew for sure are gone, and now I feel even more insignificant.
I see. What can you tell me about Dyer and Atwood?
They mostly keep to themselves, but seem like decent enough guys. Very cultured and distinguished. They tend not to mix too much with the likes of us. I wouldn't even know what to talk about with them. The only time they appeared happy was when the discovery was made. They drank and celebrated. They seemed like regular folk then. If only I had studied too.
Tell me about Danforth.
He's Lake's assistant. He coordinates everything. A decent guy.
What can you tell me about the doctor?
He's not a head doctor, but I do feel I can talk about my feelings with him. He's very sympathetic.
Tell me about Baron.
A real reactionary. Stupid as a goat. And always up for a fight. My dogs are far easier to reason with.
What can you tell me about Monroe?
A great guy. Always does his share of the labour. Always willing to listen to me when life seems meaningless. He's pulled me back from the brink of a breakdown countless times. I owe him more than I can say.
What can you tell me about Sven Osterley?
Are you trying to make me cry, Lone?
That's not my intention. I'm just after any information you might have.
Honestly, I don't want to talk about it. I'm depressed enough already.
If you don't want to, you don't have to.
I'd rather not, if it's all the same to you.
Thanks all the same. See you later.
Hopefully.
Hi, name's Lone Carter.
I'm on duty here. Make it fast.
I've got a few questions for you.
Ask them when I'm not on duty.
Lake has appointed me to investigate the deaths that have occurred here in this camp.
I'm sure he did, but I cannot allow anything to distract me from my duty as a guard.
Gotcha. I'll just be off then.
You cannot go in there!
I'd like to have a look around the storage tents. I'm investigating some deaths in the camp, as authorized by Lake.
Oh, I'm sure he has. But if any problems crop up later, I'll be the one paying the price. I'll need to see the proper papers before I can let you in.
I see. I have a few questions for you.
Ask away.
We need to take a look in the storage tents, but the guard won't let us pass.
He's a somewhat over-enthusiastic type.
He has to see our papers.
I can't help you out with this one, Lone. It would take forever to prepare the proper paperwork to grant access to their personal effects. Gentlemen, excuse me for a moment, but I have to confer with Lone in private. Come over here. Use your investigative skills. Come on.
Are you giving us carte blanche?
I don't know what you're talking about. Do whatever you need to. This discussion never happened. The last thing I need is to get tangled up in some stupid legal mess.
All right.
See you later.
See you later.
Whenever you need us, we'll be right here for you.
It might come in handy. I wonder if it contains anything useful. I should ask Ackley. Henry, can you tell me what's in this jar?
Let me see. Looks like a laxative to me, and a strong one at that.
Sounds good. I'll grab some. It might help us out somewhere along the way. I don't need any medicine. Some lube could always come in handy, even if it's just cooking oil. Some metal cans. A can could always come in handy.
You came after all.
Gentlemen, make yourselves at home. Would you like a drink?
No thanks.
But Lon...
William, we have pressing matters at hand. The odds are stacked decidedly against us. We must keep our minds lucid. Isn't that right, Henry?
It is as you say, Lone.
Yet you, Lone, you have the face of a man to whom the bottle is no stranger.
Never while on duty. Wouldn't you agree, Atwood?
Of course. As you all may recall, this is Dyer over here.
Nice to see you all again. New company is a rare thing in these parts.
How can we help you?
Professor Lake told us of the incredible discovery.
Incredible to say the least.
Gentlemen, there are creatures frozen in there, probably from an era before humans even existed. At least, according to all the findings we have made.
We cannot fully discern their shape without exhuming them from the ice.
Yes, and yet they already seem like nothing terrestrial.
Can you give us a rough description?
You taught at Miskatonic, didn't you, Akeley?
Sure.
Unless I'm mistaken. You had access to restricted tomes.
Dyer.
Easy, Atwood. It seems my fame precedes me.
Precisely. And that's something you should be proud of. These creatures look like they sprang directly from the pages of the Necronomicon, as the mad Arab Al-Hazred sketched them therein.
These sound like mere flights of fancy, Dyer.
Most interesting. I can't wait to get to the site.
We share your enthusiasm. Hopefully this investigation will not cause too much delay.
Shouldn't be a huge hurdle, Dyer. Or at least I hope not. I intend to solve this case as soon as possible. Heading out with a murder hot on my trail doesn't sit well with me.
I agree.
What can you tell me about Sven Osterley?
Poor guy. Kept to himself mostly.
But when he drank, he became the life of the party. Atwood, remember that stopover we made in Peru? That woman went totally crazy over him.
Yeah, poor boy.
If I'm not mistaken, he was from Germany originally, but his family had settled in America some time ago. I believe they immigrated shortly before the Great War.
Good for them. Things weren't looking good in those parts. And yet, what will his parents think if they're still alive? This I don't know. To escape that hell only to lose their son in this land at the edge of the world.
It's part of the game, Atwood. It's a risky business.
Of course, but it usually involves death from shipwreck, plane crash, or other work-related hazards. We are actually pretty sure. Dear gentlemen, this is now a case of murder.
What? Murder?
Are you sure?
Ackley?
Absolutely certain.
This changes everything.
Furthermore, the killer is still among us. Could be anyone who was here at the time of the crime. Therefore, only us, Baron, and Professor Lake can be counted out, as we were in Arkham together, along with the crew of the plane.
I see. So we are all suspects?
We still have no clue as to the identity of the culprit. The investigation is still ongoing.
We'll assist you in any way possible, Lone.
Absolutely, yes.
What can you tell me about Jean-Paul Greco?
He was a very nice guy.
When taken in small doses. A little too chatty and enthusiastic for my taste.
But anyway, he was a good person. Or at least he seemed to me to be.
I really didn't have much contact with him. He did his simple job with efficiency, usually teamed up with that other poor guy.
I see.
Was he married?
I remember him saying once that he was. I don't know anything else.
Me neither.
Thanks.
Don't mention it. We are here to help.
Do you know the guy guarding the storage tent?
Sure.
He's a somewhat overzealous type.
You can say that again. He won't let us in.
Actually, it contains property of the university, as well as the crew's personal goods.
Gentlemen, may I remind you that this is an ongoing investigation and that time is short.
Perhaps we can help. Take this flask. It's full of something Paris finds irresistible.
Hopefully this will be enough to persuade him.
Thank you so much. We owe you one. See you later.
Catch you later, gentlemen.
Whenever you need us, we are here for you.
Does this catch your fancy? I hear it's something you're quite fond of.
Thanks. I'll gladly take a pull on that. Let me see it then.
Now that we're a bit better acquainted, could we have a look around the storage tent?
I already told you that's not possible.
I can't give it to him like this. I have to dilute it. This could just work. I would call this an explosive cocktail indeed. Would you like some more?
Thanks. I'll gladly take a pull on that.
Have a great day.
Oh my god!
Here it comes.
I can't resist! Oh my god! Oh!
We now have access to the storage tents. It says Jean-Paul Greco on it. It's locked. It's closed. Danforth is written on it. It says Johnson on it. I have a few questions.
School.
Can you tell me anything?
Nothing else?
Monroe did mention that for the last few days, Sven appeared to be on edge, as if you were afraid of something, and that he hung around more often than not with Jean-Paul.
I didn't notice anything myself.
Then pay more attention, Danforth.
Do you know where the victims kept their belongings and correspondence?
We usually keep such things in our quarters, but we also have trunks kept in storage.
Do you have any idea where the victims' correspondence has gone to?
We turned up nothing in Sven and Jean-Paul's quarters.
The mail goes out once a month.
It's usually not sorted until a few days ahead of time, and there are still a few days to go.
Thanks for interrupting me, Danforth.
Sorry, Professor.
Did you find anything unusual among the victims' possessions?
Sven's trunk in the storage tent was practically empty. We haven't been able to get Jean-Paul's trunk open. We can't find the key, and it would be most indelicate to return it to the family after it's been broken open.
Understandable, but we absolutely must find out what's inside it. Where were they staying?
Danforth?
They were in the same tent, along with Baron.
Thanks. See you later.
Whenever you need us.
Mind if we ask you a few questions?
Shoot.
Are these your quarters?
Yeah, why?
Then this must also have been Sven and Jean-Paul's quarters.
Not the best roommates I've ever had, but yeah.
Could you tell me where they slept?
In the bunk beds to your left. Sven on top, Jean-Paul on the bottom.
We're looking for the key to open Jean-Paul's trunk in the storage tent. Do you know anything about that?
Check under his mattress. He was always stashing stuff under there. At worst, you might find some decent whiskey.
Thank you. See you later.
Catch you later.
Let's find out if Baron was right.
Found anything?
Give me a sec. Got something. Bingo. A key. Hopefully it's the one we're after. Now we just have to find a way to get into the storage tent. It fits. There are random odds and ends inside, and a letter. There's no trace of any sort of valuable artifact, though.
A letter? Read it. It might hold some vital clues.
Mary, our worries are over. In addition to the lavish paycheck from this expedition, I think I found, during our last outing, an object of immense value. It should make us a lot of money. Tell your brother to get in touch with that certain person. Unfortunately, we will have to share the spoils, but we will worry about that later. Jean-Paul. P.S. I'm a bit worried because that weirdo Johnson, whom I mentioned previously, seems to be breathing down our necks as if he suspects something. I'll just leave the key here. To recap, Jean-Paul and Sven found something.
Someone probably saw them taking it.
And killed them for it.
Considering the manner in which they were killed, I would say the object is not something that possesses mere monetary value.
But they couldn't have known that.
Johnson appears to be the prime suspect. Can it really be that easy?
Let's have another chat with him.
Can I speak with you for just a moment?
Sure. Go ahead.
We suspect it may have been Johnson who killed Jean-Paul and Sven.
Johnson?
Yeah, this letter pretty much says it all.
Strange. He didn't seem to me to be the murdering type. The strangest thing he has done so far is to go loopy every time someone goes near the stove in his quarters.
Could he be hiding something in there?
We have to get him out of his quarters then.
There's only one thing that would get him out of there. If there was some problem with the drill.
Good idea. We'll see what we can do about that. Thanks. See you later. There is now shoe polish in the container. There's now shoe polish mixed with cooking oil in the container. Mary, or tell your brother Jean. Let's see what happens.
What a stench! What are you doing, Lon?
A little experiment. Here, it's turned all black and slimy.
Interesting.
Bingo. That definitely looks like an oil leak to me. The drill has another oil leak.
That couldn't have happened again.
It seems it could. There's black stuff spewing out everywhere.
I have to get this under control, immediately. Oh my god, this is unfortunate. Please don't touch anything while I'm gone.
I have no reason to turn it off. There seems to be something incandescent inside. Let's give this a try. Okay, I've turned it off. Perfect. Some time in the snow has cooled it off. Looks like a key.
It must be for Johnson's trunk. He's a bit paranoid about it.
Which does not bode well. Let's check before the guard returns from his special needs.
Come on.
Let's see what Johnson has hidden away in there.
I hope it's the right key.
I'll give it a try. But it's empty. There's nothing in here.
Well, well, well.
What are you laughing about, you idiot?
Just as I thought. Halt! If it is death you wish for, I can grant that. But first, I can't believe I revealed myself all for nothing. You were so far off track. I expected better from you, Ackley, and you two damn yokels.
So you are the one who killed those two men so brutally?
Brutally? I never even spilled one single drop of blood. I was doing the cleanest job of it until you all showed up. Prepare yourself. You will be with them soon enough. And don't you dare take even a single step. I could always say that you attacked me, and I had to defend myself. La Glinka, Getona, Getona, Glinoto, La Glinka, Getona, Getona.
That was close.
Oh my God, Johnson. You saved us all.
Did you really think the Keepers had no one in place to keep an eye on all this?
This explains everything.
Why, you were stalking those guys.
I was sure they had something to hide. They seemed nervous and furtive. I overheard them arguing inside their tent over an object they found during the last expedition up the mountain. It seems the dissidents got to them before I could. There was nothing I could do to save them.
At least now we know who's behind the murders. Let's take all this to Professor Lake. He needs to know the truth. When this scum wakes up, I'll make sure he spills the beans. He's waking up.
What? We found this in your trunk, Danforth. How could you? I trusted you. To go so far as to kill for profit.
Profit? Paw, you Lake. You tiny man being so full of himself. You don't know anything.
How dare you! I took you under my wing all these years.
I'm sorry, Lake, but you won't be pulling this mole out of his hole.
Stop him!
There's nothing we can do. He's dead.
But how?
They couldn't tell Lake all the details of what had happened. It seemed, as Johnson warned them later, he was with the dissidents. That same group of men who tried to capture Lone in Arkham. The mystery had deepened in its intensity. Not even Johnson could explain their presence there, but everything led to that gigantic mountain and the secrets it contained. Preparations were made as fast as the mood around the camp fell. They departed on the sleds the following day, some of them carrying the drill, the rest bearing a platoon of men. The journey was exhausting. The three men could now nod along whenever the topic of the terrifying Antarctic climate came up. Finally, they arrived at the entrance. They were overwhelmed with amazement. Hewn out of the mountainside was a doorway, not of any natural formation. And yet, the biggest surprise was still waiting for them within.
Wonderful.
To the point of being frightening. I wonder how it could be of any help.
Patience, Lone, patience. You'll figure it out eventually.
If you say so. This discovery is astonishing. It's incredible that I'm still able to surprise myself. What are you doing, William?
Forgive me, Lone. I literally lost myself daydreaming about this extraordinary discovery.
Talk to you later, then. Henry Ackley. We could enter after we've removed the slab with the creature. I wonder what we'll find. Despite everything, I feel lucky to be able to participate in this amazing discovery. A worker who came with us from Arkham. What are you doing, Henry?
I have already seen these creatures. I don't remember when, and surely not from this short distance.
Interesting.
I'll inform you if something should come back to me.
Talk to you later, then. Strange. I don't want to disturb him.
As that creature attacked, as the echo of screams pierced his eardrums, time stopped for Lone. Had he died? He couldn't know that. He felt strangely wonderful. He began to see gigantic, colossal creatures which flailed in suffering as they were violently tormented by a fighting swarm. Where had Lone seen those creatures before? Then came an enormous black sea, dense, alive, gigantic, that consumed what remained of the unfortunate demons. And then he woke up.
How did I save myself? That thing attacked me, and that vivid vision came to me. Did I do all this? Henry? William? Professor Lake? Oh, I can't bear it. Don't let that be Lake. It's as I feared. And over there, poor Paris and Atwood. At least, I think that might be Paris. Such brutal ends. But where are the others? Those horrible things. They must have taken them away. Oh God, the horror. These poor people. They were good people. Let me check if Lank still has that strange artifact on him. It may prove useful yet. Oh my God. So horrible. Or Lake. Ugh, he has it. It seems to represent some sort of primordial world. There's no sign of life. Stars and planets. No configurations that I'm familiar with. There's a certain huge mass in the center that feels very ominous. I recognize dinosaurs, but there are infinitely larger figures behind them. Gives me the chills. Some of these figures are horribly reminiscent of those that were trapped in the ice. Others have similar features, but have a larger mass at the base of the head. It looks like an exposed brain. Some kind of battle fought by winged creatures against gigantic beings. Some of these remind me of the image of the tentacular being I have often encountered in my investigations. Ackley said it was known as Cthulhu or something like that. Not all of them are the same size, and one of them seems to dominate the others. Some kind of dark mass is attacking and absorbing the polypod figures. It brings horrible recollections to mind of the creature I encountered in the caves under Innsmouth, and which has taken up lodging within me. It fits in the keyhole perfectly. I can pull the key back out without having to rotate the lock.
Strange creature, you are unlike anything we know of. One part of you we know all too well. The splitted part is calling out, screeching, gurgling. You may pass.
My arm. I have it under control again. There's no time right now to try figuring out the deeper meaning behind all this. If Blanco and Ackley were taken by those things, they might still be alive and in danger. Simply wondrous. Incredible. Huh? These guys again.
Sweep the entire area, and if you find anyone alive, eliminate them.
False alarm. Go back to your guard posts.
Escaped by a hair's width. What's all that over there? My eyes are still adjusting to the sudden light. Henry? William? Guys, can you hear me?
Lone? Lone! You're alive!
Yes, but don't strain yourself.
Your arm.
We'll worry about that later. For now, I'm fine. I wish I could say the same for you.
William. Did William make it? Lone. It's horrible. He was screaming. These cocoons are digesting us. William.
William! William! Can you hear me?
Lone, my friend.
He's in terrible shape. I absolutely have to do something. It would serve no purpose. An S-shaped spiral. When Cathigna shall be aligned, when the great old ones shall reawaken, that day shall be our victory. We shall hear the piping of the pipers, and the insane god at the center of our universe shall swirl, gurgling, for all eternity. Swirl forever. Interesting. I somehow know the symbol's meaning. It's as if I have access to memories that were never mine. Do they come from the creature within me? It's some kind of giant. They called it the Great Ancient One. A terrible sense of dread remains. A representation of a weapon. Cathigna. Enormous. Gigantic. I can't continue doing it. I must stay focused. It could prove useful.
Halt! Kill him!
Wait, I'll get you out of this whore. Oh, William, how do you feel?
Alone. Alone.
My friend, hang in there. I beg of you.
We've come so far together, but...
Stop struggling, William. I'll find a way to get back and help you.
Lone, listen to what he has to say.
To me, you have been a true friend. Thanks for this adventure. Thank you for everything, my dear friends.
William. William! No!
Lone, calm yourself. This is no time to lose control. We will have enough time to grieve if we manage to get back alive.
You're right. Take care of him. I'll deal with the rest of this.
Lone gasped for air, as if someone had hit him directly in the pit of his stomach. But there was no time for mourning poor William. He would do it at the appropriate time.
Let's have a look. I did it! Huh? Is anybody there? What? He's gone. I don't think he wants to hurt me. I don't want to commit suicide. I don't want to commit... It would serve no purpose. It seems the creature took refuge in this ravine. Who knows where it leads? I could steal his uniform as a disguise to sneak around in. You won't be needing these anymore.
You must be Lone Carter.
Aquila, don't you recognize me?
I have never seen you before. I am not Aquila, even if I seem to be.
But it's not possible.
True. Without alchemy, this would not be possible.
Alchemy?
The Keepers have used this science for centuries, to never run short of men, or have the most loyal of followers anyway. We share, in part, the memories and thoughts of our fathers, even if the exact memories of our founders may have blurred over time. A very nice man once dubbed us automatons.
Automatons?
But I would argue that we are quite human in every respect.
So it would seem.
Lone, I didn't expect you to charge straight into the lion's den. I had enough time to send a message to the Keepers before I was captured.
Actually, it was them that sent me here.
Unfortunately, I had no idea I was headed into their lair. The ritual that brought me here cost the lives of 3 of my brethren. The last thing I expected was to end up smack dab in the middle of the dissident's lair.
You came here through some kind of ritual?
Yes, we have the ability to open cosmic gates, but doing so always comes with a price to pay. And to do so, to such a place as this, at the edge of the known world, the price was high indeed. But it is ingrained in us to make any sacrifice needed for the cause.
Why did the Keepers lead me here?
The Ancient Ones are not a secret to us, but we did not know where to find them. They created the creature that merged with you, and it still dwells here to this day. It appears the dissidents are having a hard time controlling it. Maybe that's why they were hunting you, and why this is the last place on Earth they should have led you to. But they couldn't have known. The dissidents hold sway over the last remaining Ancient Ones.
From what I understand from the pictograms in the tunnels, they all abandoned this place long ago.
Indeed, but they would never have left the city unattended.
The ones we encountered were not exactly friendly.
Those are little more than mindless beasts. The society of the Ancient Ones is very much like a beehive. They left a multitude of warriors here to protect the city and the Shoggoth. They can do nothing but attack. They cannot think for themselves.
What you have said makes everything a lot clearer. What name can I call you?
You may call me Falco.
I got nothing to ask him about.
Hey, you! What are you doing, slave?
I'm trying to reach the others.
Very well, let's go. The prophet is about to arrive.
Katlan, Gu! Erd Toklana! Kazna Kurd! Koi Tanakal! Koi Toklu! Katlan, Gu! Erd Toklana! Kazna Kurd! Koi Tanakal! Koi Toklu! The time is almost upon us. Wayfarer of the plan, bless us! We invoke thee! Bring death to the Keepers! Begin your reign of madness! Master, everything has been prepared. Unfortunately, we have not captured the hybrid. We are confident that we will be able to subdue the creature anyway, with your help.
Katlan Tolka.
Certainly, Master.
Tlatonakal. Katnagerd. Shkotja. Tot Ktra. Tlatonakal. Katnagerd. Shkotja. Tot Ktra.
It seems that the stars are in alignment. Master! And apparently the final ingredient was delivered directly to our front doorstep. Bring him here! Once we've brought the Alpha Shoggoth under our control, nothing can stop us. Quick! Master! You do the honors.
Shoggoth. Shoggoth. Tlatonakal. Katnagerd.
It's working! Master, our time has finally come! Master! Ya Cthulhu Patagna! Ya Cthulhu Patagna! Ya Cthulhu Patagna! What's happening? It's not working! Master, get to safety!
Huh? Lone! I have to go back.
Ah!
Mother.
Oh my god, Lone! Lone! He seems to be breathing again, but his arm. The important thing is that he's still alive.
Lone could finally manage the creature within him. There were no traces of the dissidents, nor of the horrid creature that protected the immense city on the edge of the imaginable. Alone in that unknown and desolate wilderness, Lone and Akeley had fuzzy memories of how they managed to get back to Arkham. Both agreed on the fact that it was the imprisoned keeper who made it happen, Falco. But they couldn't be sure. Akeley went back to his experiments in Vermont. Lone met with Armitage several times before the keepers contacted him again. Now, he was one of them. They had thwarted a plan of the dissidents, but they hadn't defeated them. Surely their idolized deities would again find a way to breach the human soul evoked by that fearsome creature that must once have been a man. Lone made his decision. He would protect the world and avenge William. The battle had just begun, and he was ready to face them.
tight, you pierce my soul. I'm chased now, not myself, haunted without a goal. No soul screaming at the black sky you fade. You read me beauties, staining like a wine. You in my blood, dance me with your enables roll. Chain me steadily with your cruel for more. Timing is the fray faster than my feel begins to say. Well, the kind of monster that shot sprayers. Timing even starts to fade anymore. I cannot stay on the path of God, no my mind blows itself in the field. My eyes cry blood as I fall. Out of fluid meaningless of your field. Timing is the fray faster than my feel begins to say. While the kind of monster that shot sprayers. Timing even starts to fade anymore. I cannot stay on the path of God, no
Lone, we need you.
Armitage. When I hear your voice, I don't know why, but my legs shake.
Haha, don't shoot the messenger, Lone. Quite the opposite. Given your current position, I should be the one to worry. Remember Innsmouth.
Not like I could ever forget it.
A joint operation between the government and the FBI is underway.
Already?
Things seem to have taken a turn that requires immediate action. You will be in charge of the operation.
Understood. I'll be there by this evening.
Lone?
What is it now?
I recommend you take the greatest care.